Wow. I'm 1 minute early. Or technically the stream is 1 minute, or 1 minute, 6 hours and 14 minutes later than normal. I'm streaming at a weird time because I didn't stream earlier because I went and voted early, and then I also I should have mentioned that, I feel like, because no, we're not going to talk about politics. And then I went to the apple orchard and got some criminally delicious apples. And yeah. Anyways, hello. We're streaming. Why? I don't know, because I was in the mood. What are the plans? We have a few different plans. One, I do think I can finish, if we need, we can go into co-op, but I think I can finish with Chiori. Might have to farm a little bit of these, maybe. We'll see. I do have enough talent materials now. The Wednesday didn't come around, but I got enough of the silver materials in the battle pass to be able to take her to level 9 on her skill. Her burst will stay 6, as you might have known from the line chat is broken immediately. Good job, YouTube. As you might have, if you were part of the previous streams that I did a couple days ago. Anyways, so we're gonna work on Chiori today. Maybe we'll go work on, or maybe we'll play around with her a little bit then. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. My Chiori build. I do like my Chiori build. I think it's pretty dang good for like a realistic but not like crazy investment Chiori build. It's definitely a good build. But I don't know. Anyways, hello. It's 1 a.m. here. Oh boy. Yep. See, you're the reason I said that you should go to sleep. No. Anyways, I'm curious how many of my normal viewers will be here. Do you suggest pulling for C0 Chiori? I mean, I think she's a better character now because Kachina exists, if you like her. Like, I think you can make an argument for Chiori over Xilonen for newer characters, newer players. And that might seem weird. I don't know, it's really on the line, because, like, healers and exploration units, like Xilonen, speaking of exploration, like, right, Xilonen being able to do things like, you know, these little weird surfaces, like, it's a really angled, like, grassy surface. It seems like you might be able to walk up it, but no, you end up climbing, and it's just like, oh, come on, get up, right? Well, Xilonen, right, like, this is one of those things that just, this character is uniquely best at, right? Well, it's climbing, but she does her skating climb, and it's, like, so much less annoying, right? So anyways, the exploration value and her being a healer and buffer, so she has much more long-term value, right? As far as like picking between these two for a new player that has neither, like I think this is the smarter choice. But if you like Chiori, and one like problem newer accounts would have is like trying to diversify their account towards having more DPS options in the game that aren't just like on-field DPSs, right? And you know, Chiori Kachina being a thing now that you can do, I think Chiori is a better character than what she was before. Particularly with like Chiori having a really good 3-star weapon available. Oh my God, where is she? There she is. Chiori having available a really good 3-star weapon, right? And not this becomes worse in Furina teams. Like it's not unusable in Furina teams, but it becomes weird in Furina teams because you'd ideally want healers that keep the team's HP like constantly topped up above 90% so that she doesn't lose this passive. But yeah, anyways, like obviously she has more slot-ins, especially like with Xilonen now. You could do a Xilonen C1 Chiori combo and have Chiori like be a very compelling off-field DPS. But without Chiori C1, of course, she's a little bit worse with Xilonen. But why are you on that weapon? Yeah, anyway, so she was supposed to be on Dragon's Bane, I think, right? That's what I wanted to mess around with, a true full EM build, yeah. Don't know why I put that on her, but anyways, Chiori existing, right, and being a low investment required unit with this artifact set to give 40% geo damage bonus to Chiori, and then 40% whatever bonus that, Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electra that Kachina reacts with, and her being able to have a higher investment path towards like an EM build that can make her a good, not like good, but a decent defensive option. I don't know. I think she's a much more compelling character than she was before at lower investment levels. I think at higher investment levels, like my account is at, quite frankly, you know, she struggles still to have a place necessarily because I have many other compelling options. And I still do think, like, therefore, for like higher investment options, I won't be able to foresee using her a lot, because I like don't have Zhongli, right? Like Zhongli is kind of like the missing piece for her being a more universal, compelling option. But that's another 5-star unit, right? Or having her C1. So, anyways, yeah, what I think is the best 4-star DPS official, in my opinion. Anyways. Whoa, oh, a little hole there we can hide in. There's a hidey hole. Anyways, well, the plan for today is to finish Chiori. Not finish, per se, but get her to the point of being functional. Because of my resource situation, and the fact that I think it saves me like 300,000 more. Like, let me double check. Like, if you look at my level, like for defense scalars, like Noelle, right? I've kind of leveled these characters to 87 because you can see, like, Noelle gains a whopping 17 base defense from going from level 87 to 90. And it costs, you know, 70 heroes wits and 300,000 more. When I have, like, let me go through my list of things that I want to do in Genshin right now. And this is also, like, factoring that I haven't decided whether or not Chasca is a Chasca and Ororon, right? Next patch. Ororon, by the way, I think I am actually a bit more interested in him than I was before in the previous stream because we learned some new info about him. But anyways, I want to get Chiori talents finished leveling up. That's actually something we should be doing today. I want to, since, you know, C2 Xilonen, the downside of C2 Xilonen is that it has made me want to invest in more other units, right? Like, I want to do more with just burst spam, where is she? Burst spam Kaching, right? But, like, to properly play around with that, I want to level up her to the level 90 because, you know, it's Kaching, aggravate, level 90 things, right? One of the team ideas I had, by the way, if you saw, like, a clip on the Genshin subreddit, I think this was like a Giga Whale, to be clear, where they were just, like, pressing burst on Kaching, pressing burst on Cloran, pressing burst on Raiden. They weren't even, like, doing normal attacks on Raiden, or they did, like, 1 or 2 normal attacks. And then they just, like, rinse and repeat, do E, 2 normal attacks on Xilonen, Q, 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 E normal attacks, Q, Q, Q. Like, really, really funny, right? But I want to try to simulate that, but in a team that actually has some amount of synergy, right? So probably still Raiden, probably still Kaching. I don't have Cloran, and that's fine, because I want to swap to a different unit. I'm going to put in, I think, Emily, unironically. I think the idea of doing Emily as a unit to keep up Quicken, for triggering aggravates, and for her burst damage that she can get is interesting. It's also a context where, like, her weapon doesn't do anything. It's just a meh stat stick. It's not a meh. It's a decent stat stick. So I'm gonna have to mess around with Emily's build a little bit, but yeah, I want to do like a really fast rotation, like where Emily's 13.5 second cooldown is the limitation, right? Doing Q on Emily, Q Raiden, Q on Kaching, right? And actually get aggravates on all those units. Get off-field aggravates from Raiden while you're doing Qs on whoever, and yada yada. So I think that'd be fun. We'll see. But again, gotta level up Kaching to level 90. And of course, I'm gonna need more heroes wits to do all this. I plan to make an Amber video soon-ish. TM. I can do it basically anytime. I just need to go and farm a few of these to level her up. By the way, I'm running out of crystals, which is part of the reason I'm considering skipping Chasca. Like, genuinely, I feel like I need to have, like, a break patch just so I can, like, recoup resources and level and focus for a couple patches on leveling up things that I want to level, like in this list here. But I want to level Amber to 80 for Amber video. And I think I also want to take her... Actually, I don't know if I'll actually do it. I have the resources for it, but I might just save these resources for another Mondstadt character or something. I don't know what other Mondstadt character, but... I don't think I specifically farmed this. I think I just got these from, like, events over time. So, it's not like, oh, I'm wasting resin by not spending that. I just got these anyways. but the damage we'll get from having C4 Amber is not super affected by her talent level being slightly higher here. So yeah, anyways, what's the large skill large skill damage you've seen with your Navi Xilonen team? I don't know, I think I saw 300k or something when I was doing Navia or Xilonen with her C2 activated at least. My Navia build isn't insane or anything. It's a Serpent Spine R5 build, to be clear. But I'm fine with her build as it is. I will try to improve it in the future when Strongbox has her artifacts in it. I like having her on her artifacts simply so I don't have to worry about, like, I can know she's equipped and just be good to use her, right? Is kind of what I've been... The only thing I have to verify is, like, if she's using the right weapon or not, because sometimes her weapon gets stolen by someone else. Anyways, another thing that I gotta finish leveling. I've already worked on this a little bit last week or so. Royal Spear. I have the resin resources for it already, but that's more. It's gonna be more and more that I gotta spend. And like the weapon materials. I want to level up Gaming and Rosaria. Because, like, Gaming is, like, if I level Gaming, I think I could start doing, you know, relatively consistently, like, 4-star only clears in probably most Abyss cycles. With the state of investment my account is at. It might take, like, a little bit more investment in some certain 4-stars or whatever. But 4-star only clears aren't something that I usually do that often. But I think it is a worthwhile exploration to have the ability to. Because I was looking at, like, this current Abyss cycle and being like, well, I just don't have a good way to do two fully 4-star only teams. Like it would probably not be impossible, but a struggle. And I was like, if I had Gaming leveled, it would be fine. So I want to level up Gaming. I want to level up Rosaria, because I still think she's the most compelling cryo unit in the game for different mixes of what she does. Crit rate buffing, decent off-field damage. If you've seen Polearms only, she has high potential damage builds for like melt builds, particularly with Shenhe, right? Like getting 80k skill hits and her skill hits twice from her is quite satisfying with Shenhe, and then her burst can be quite decent as well. Like she doesn't have insane multipliers, but when you add in Shenhe to the equation, like I do think Rosaria Shenhe is a cool combo. But just in general, I would like Rosaria as an off-field crowd unit to play around with whatever melt things, with whatever. Like if I want to do a burn melt team with Kinich on field and have Rosaria off field doing some melts or something, right? And she buffs some crit rate for Kinich, which might let me tweak artifacts around a little bit or whatever, or just make him crit more. If you weren't a content creator, what character would you regret the most? I'll try to remember to answer that in a second. Yeah, I think that's all the things I have immediately planned that I want to spend resources on right now, which is a lot of things. And then there's also, like, I probably will want to do something with Ororon. We don't know what banner he's going to end up on, right? So, like, there's a lot of resources in the next few patches, and then there's the factor of version 5.3. I'm fairly confident, particularly assuming Sitlali is a 5-star, I'm fairly confident I'm going to go for both of those characters. So, like, I, in my account, really need a skip patch, right? I really need a skip patch to build up my resources again. So I'm leaning towards just actually, like, I'll probably still make, like, a video about Chasca, or like, a bushing video, and then a doing something with Chasca video. But it might be on my brother's account. Because my brother wasn't planning on pulling her, but I could just, you know, have Paimon's Bargain sponsor the top-ups for his account, get Chasca on his account, and muck about with her on his account. His account isn't best enough that I can experiment with things and get value and do a video on her and whatever if I need. But anyways, so yeah, you went for weapon too? You talking about my weapon? I mean, this, like, I don't need to level this anymore. Well, to be clear, this is on my list of things to potentially level up over time. Like, if I ever have a chance to go back to the artifact domain, my ideal build on Xilonen would be having her on a healing bonus circlet with def % substats, now that I have her weapon, instead of, like, a fab focus build. Like, this was a perfect piece for a fab build. For a non-fab build, it's kind of whatever. But right now it's fine, particularly because I have C2 Furina. Oh yeah, I posted in my C2 Furina video. I updated my pinned comment because I had the realization after I was done streaming, actually, when I streamed a couple days ago for C2 Xilonen. I had the realization of how, like, and I mentioned this, I called out this a number of times, I think, through testing, both the first testing stream and the second testing stream, in how Xilonen is probably the #1 healer in the game that makes you feel the value of C2 Furina the most. Right? You already buy Battle Pass for materials? I do indeed, Tars. I do indeed. It doesn't help when I've been doing so many different characters and yeah. So anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So like C2 Furina, I maintained my overall perspective from the C2 Furina video, to be clear, wherein like my overall point in that video was simply like, don't get baited by Constellation 2 Furina during her rerun, because while this is a strong constellation, and it's probably my favorite constellation in the game, and particularly because of the fact that I didn't have to spend money to get this, I'm very glad I have it. It makes Furina more enjoyable and helps make, you know, doing meme DPSing things with whatever characters, like what it makes the game more fun for me. I don't regret getting this. But don't get baited by it, because ultimately if it's a combat relevance thing, and I don't think a very large majority of the players don't care enough about the combat of this game to like get value from constellations. It is kind of fundamentally what it was, all it is. Like my brother went for C2 Furina and got her, and like he doesn't bother trying to clear Abyss, like basically ever. Like he like this current Abyss, as an example, he has not 36 starred yet. And like I guarantee you I could go on his account and immediately 36 star, right? And it's fine. He's not a combat focused player. He more cares just about like general exploration, quest completion. That's fine. There's all kinds of different things to enjoy in Genshin. But like he is the kind of player who should not be baited by this crap, right? So anyways, my point with this is that like C2 Furina is obviously good, but I don't think most players should go for it, and this is the same with Xilonen. But I will say that like part of the reason like I didn't feel that most players would get that much value out of C2 Furina is like most of the context in which C2 Furina felt truly powerful was when you were like abusing only having like an R5 prototype Amber on the team to be your team's healing, right? Because an R5 prototype Amber with C2 Furina is enough to max out the damage bonus. But it makes your team meaningfully more fragile. And like that like there was always a downside to it. And like some people were like, oh, but Bennett, right? Bennett is like someone who, because he only heals your on-fielder. So Bennett gives a ton of value to C2 Furina. In my opinion, no, because Maiden's build Bennett exists. You're not sacrificing that much for team DPS by switching him off of Noblesse, quite frankly. So few people do this, right? They just leave him on like a Pyro Goblet crit circlet build on Noblesse and use him with Furina, and they're like, oh, Bennett's a bad healer for Furina. Like, yeah, no, duh. When you don't actually build him for healing. But if you actually build him for healing, he heals a ridiculous amount. And he heals in 1 second ticks. So he can very easily like be used with Furina, a non-C2 Furina, and get a lot of damage bonus stacks for a team. How much damage stacks is going to depend on the team, to be clear. But like as an example, the ideal would probably be like a Navia team, which is like pretty flexible to be swapped out. So if you're doing Bennett, Furina, Navia, Xilonen together or something, I don't think Furina C2 does much there, because you can just put Bennett on a Maiden's team. Losing Noblesse will be fine. And you know, you're free to swap out as pretty flexibly as need be between different characters to be able to get the damage bonus stacks pretty quickly on Furina, essentially is all it is. And you can even start proccing, because he can heal so much, he can go and heal, or he can overheal, and then that will proc Furina's passive. So Xilonen is situationally kind of similar to Bennett, wherein she can have, she only heals your on-fielder, and she can heal in pretty big chunks. Like the healing focus build I had on Fab Sword, with a level 8 burst, was healing I think like 7,000-ish HP per tick, You multiply that over the, I think, 8 ticks that it gets. She heals every 1.5 seconds. And if you like play it well, you can definitely play it well and very much use Xilonen as a very compelling healer with Furina. But it's something like you definitely have to work around more, because like I noticed a lot of times when I was testing her, I wasn't really worrying about it because I didn't have to because I have C2 Furina. But I could tell like you know when you have an issue potentially with Furina and a single target healer like Xilonen, when your team is like constantly sitting at like 50% HP, right? You're losing out on Furina's damage and you're losing out on significant damage bonus for the whole team if that's the situation you're in. You want to be ideally at least constantly fluctuating in the above 58% HP mark. Like you can be constantly fluctuating at 60% HP and that's fine, but like you got to be like not. You don't want your characters pinned at 50% HP, right? So what I can say is like she's right in this really awkward middle ground where the amount she heals and the intervals of how often she heals doesn't quite feel like Bennett does. She doesn't quite feel as easy to use, just like swapping into another teammate, heal them up, and get damage bonus, right? When I have noticed and paid attention for that. So I do think Xilonen is the healer in the game that gives the most value to having Furina C2, right? Because Xilonen and Furina combo is an extremely strong combo. So, yeah, I think they did a good job, to be clear. Like, because Xilonen is a really strong character. This character should not have had, like, team-wide healing. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying that this character's healing is pretty specifically balanced right in that perfect middle ground of, like, can be very much you can just use her as your only healer with Furina, but if you don't have Furina C2, you would probably notice it in a number of different team contexts. So that's my point is like there's really no individual healer in the game, because like you could say Kuki was in a similar situation where like she had a low amount of healing, relatively, like I think she only has 1.5 second tick rate for healing. Stop moaning. 1.5 second tick rate, even with a crown skill like I have on an EM build, she's healing like 3,000, 4,000 a tick or something. You can put a proper healing focus build on her, I guess, but the problem with putting a proper healing focus build is you're sacrificing like hyper bloom damage or whatever. And like you can do that with Furina C2, and it is valuable, but that's specifically like the hyper bloom teams. It isn't. She's nowhere near as universal as a slot in buffer unit with compared to like Xilonen, right? Like she's just something even as specifically hyper bloom teams. So yeah, Xilonen as a healer makes me notice C2 Furina the most, more than any other character in the game. Anyways, what did I miss in the chat while I was yapping? You might sin Chasca kit looks so cool, but the Pyro Archon is so close. I mean, yeah, if you can, I don't know, I'm assuming by sinning you mean spending money. That's fine. Just know what you're doing. And also, like, don't commit to it until you actually see the Pyro Archon's kit, because there's very likely an effect of what might happen is, like, you know, Chasca might be the new shiny thing active next patch, but then we'll have footage of, like, what Mavuika does, and you'll just be like, oh, this makes it easy to save, right? Like, that effect will probably happen. So, anyways, yeah, what are we doing? Wait, I know what we're doing. I was over here because I wanted to go get some more, because that's the state of my account. I have 1.2 billion more. How exciting. And that's all probably going to disappear. Hopefully I will have enough to level. The goal is to level Chiori and get her skill to level 9, and then Chiori's done. I can cross one thing on my list. Right? So, anyways. Oh, someone asked like my most regretted character if I wasn't a content creator. Show me your moves. Oh, I have no idea. Oh, everyone's just dead. Good job, Dia. This is such a nice overworld team, by the way. Okay. As constant ways of dealing damage, just wipe out enemies very quickly. Xilonen for you know, overworld movement ability, and yeah. Anyways, This team is the most I have enjoyed playing Navia, I will say. Like, I enjoyed her. I didn't like dislike her when I got her. With the, why did I even end up getting her? I don't remember what happened. I was wishing for 4 stars or something, wasn't I? Oh, it was Kaveh, wasn't it? Yeah, it was freaking Kaveh. I almost forgot. Yeah, Kaveh is the reason I got 2 copies of Navia and 1 extra copy of Nilu. Kaveh took more polls than C2 Xilonen did. I can't. I just. What? 4 stars. Anyways. So, but surely I'll get more value from Kaveh Shatterbloom with the buffs next patch. But frick me, I gotta add that to the list. That's another reason to skip Chasca. Kaveh Shatterbloom is gonna necessitate me leveling Kaveh to 90. Yay. Thankfully that just is like a couple days of like heroes wits farming. It's as simple as that, but like still more resources. And you know, how much more is that actually? Yeah, freaking 700,000. Jesus. So anyways, do you not have lots of smaller elemental gems from dailies? I had to use a crap ton of them. I didn't get any geo, like the Xilonen and Chiori's boss don't drop geo crystals, and I had to convert an absolute mess of them, such that like look at my crystal situation, and like these I'm probably gonna have to use for kaching. Like I'm actually like running out of them, and you can see I have a bunch of cryo things because I'm saving them. Like this was pre-farming and pre-configuration for what's her bucket. This here is the conversion for Chiori. So like. Why are these here, by the way? Why do I have 6 of these? This I don't remember. That might have been accidental. I don't remember. Okay. Well, that will either way. That will maybe be used for. Why? No, this looks like I did this for some specific character. I don't have an anima unit on my list. But like, anyways, I didn't do that for Chasca. I know that. I think I might have accidentally crafted these and then already had the 6 of these, and I didn't actually need to do that. Maybe that's so. Anyways, I had a surplus of these a little while ago, but then recently, as I've been leveling up more and more characters, they seem to have been disappearing. So, anyways, Hazo maybe I don't know. I do want to kind of mess around with Hazo again, but anyways, let's finish getting the Moors. Oh yeah, most regretted character that if I wasn't a content creator. I think there's a little bit of difference in like regretted characters to most of the time when people ask that most regretted characters would be most regretted to like pull for. I almost think there's more nuance to it than not just like most regretted characters to pull for, but like most regretted characters to build maybe even, right? I do think Kanichi would probably be a regretted character. Like if I had pulled for him, like if I had gone to pity for some stupid reason, even after getting C6 Chevreuse and pulled for him anyways, and I wasn't a content creator, I probably would have ended up regretting that. I mean, Alhaitham is quite frankly, yeah, quite frankly, I would. Mahoyo, I will pay you to delete Alhaitham from my account and give me my resources back. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it's Alhaitham, realistically. Alhaitham is what I would probably say, honestly, even being a content creator. I just never want to use him. I'm sorry. The teams where he feels notably good feel relatively limited. I hate how he feels forced into his one like specific ideal playstyle, despite the fact that his kit, if you read through it, particularly his burst, like gives the facade of like he has nuance and like, you know, choosing like situations where it might make sense to use his burst with higher mirror damages. No, there's like actually no reason to like he has like his original beta version, not the original multipliers, but like the original way his beta kit worked was more like flexible for how you could use him. And it feels like they changed him to make sure that he didn't have any chance of competing with the utility that Nahida had, is what it felt like to me. That's why I skipped him. It's a big part of the reason why I skipped him originally. But then the only reason I ended up getting him, by the way, is if anyone doesn't remember or wasn't there, I wanted Sethos constellations, and I ended up. And what was stupid is all the wishes I ended up the wishes from wanting to get to C6 Sethos. I spent I think like 50, 60 wishes. I got into pity, won the 50-50 on Alhaitham, and I was like, okay, I can probably do something fun with it. I couldn't really find anything fun with him. And then didn't get any single copy of additional Sethos. It's single additional copy of Sethos, so didn't even get my C6 Sethos. Just lost my pity and got a 5-star that I just do not like. Oh yeah, Nuvilet. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Nuvilet, like I had my fun with him for a while, so like I can't say I regret him. He did help cement my feeling even more of like wherein like on-fielders are, even if they're strong, on-fielders are only as valuable until you get bored of them. And you know, on-fielders have to have ways and nuance of like being played that's not just hold button, aim, laser. I don't know. He's just boring to me now, so like yes, but also if I was like a lower investment, not content creator, I think I'd still like having him for the different situations where he is uniquely like the best for and at some point. Whereas like I'll have them out, you could delete, and I'd be fine. I would absolutely pay Mihoyo, not like a lot of money, but I would pay Mihoyo $10 to get my resources back that I spent on Alhaitham. Yeah, there you go. That's my feeling.
Show me your move.
Show me your move. I may do that, but you know, we do it anyways. Damn. There we go. This is the team where Arlecchino just kind of stays maxed out at max bond of life in Overworld. Anyways. Even Lisa. Oh, Lisa needs to be out of the list too. Oh, God. See? Lisa leveling to 90. Because, like, two reasons. One, there's so much more potential to do stuff with Lisa, I feel like, with Xilonen C2. I think is one of the valuable things about Xilonen C2 is making Lisa way more interesting. And then Lisa also is a character that I think is pretty decently viable and just interesting to like make a video on, like just on-field DPS Lisa or whatever. Once I get her C4 in November, which is like a couple weeks away. So there you go, another character I want. Like I just don't have the resources for Chasca, dang it. That's my feeling right now. So I don't know. To be clear, it's easily possible that Chasca's kit ends up getting changed a little bit, and it can get changed in ways that make me really want her on my account here, right? The most notable thing they could do is make it so her bullets aren't lying, and what I mean by that is right now, like if you can go look at the footage, right, and you can go see how Chasca will have, say a pyro, I don't know if we have this specific footage, but say she has a pyro, hydro, and electro bullet, right? Right now, she doesn't actually apply, like, it would imply to you, like, okay, she has a pyro, electro, and a hydro bullet. We should see a pyro reaction, a hydro reaction, and electro reaction, right? Like, if she's shooting 3 different element types at the same time, we should see 3 different, like, a reaction tied to, like, not even getting into the nuance of, like, how much we can control it, and that's an issue too, but, like, just, do we see a reaction at all when she is firing a pyro bullet? When you are firing a pyro bullet, do you trigger a pyro reaction? The answer right now is no. Because of the way her ICD, her application works. And I really dislike that. And it's possible, by the way, that her beta just changed, or it's possible that like the private server footage is wrong and like isn't working properly for her for some reason. Please like take what I'm saying, my feelings about Chasca right now, with a grain of salt. I'm not saying she'd be a bad character, but I do not really have that much interest in her right now if her elemental conversion thing is not consistently actually applying the elements that she is dealing damage of. So, anyways. And I don't think they're going to change it, because I think they don't want to let her like be good at like breaking shields or whatever. So, you'd be interested in a Chasca versus Wanderer comparison? Well, that's more reason telling me, that's more you just telling me to do it on my brother's account, because I don't have Wanderer. But he does, so I could actually compare Chasca versus Wanderer on my brother's account. So anyways, yeah, that's my current leaning, is I'll probably at least do a video about Chasca, because I think she's an interesting character. She's very unique, right? Right now, her current kit is in a spot where, like, I'd be very, very down with Chasca if she was a standard banner unit. And this is not me saying she's garbage. Like, some people just think, oh, standard banner means garbage character. No. Standard banner means they're a character you can lose your 50-50 to, or they're a character you can get on this banner. That's literally all standard banner 5-star means. It doesn't mean they have to be garbage, right? And I think because of, like, the inconsistency and, like, how she just, like, is kind of all flashy, all fun, and she gains some meaningful value from her constellations, but, like, nothing insane, would make her a really cool unit for them to throw on standard banner. Like, I think she'd be a super cool unit to throw on standard banner, right? Is my current feeling. And I'm down, and I'm perfectly fine with all of her, the issues I have with her, because she has other cool things about her or whatever. Like, I'm down with the gimmicks now, right? The visual gimmick of rainbow vomit, random BS go. Anyways, yeah. Xilonen would be a nicer on-standard move, yes. I don't disagree. Xilonen would be even better to put on standard banner. That seems relatively unlikely. We do not need to do anything right here, right now. We might do a little bit of the Archon quest, by the way. I haven't done any of that yet. We'll see if I ever stop yapping. Where is... I should have just gone to this. Why do I keep scrolling through that? Go to collect. Yep, there we go. I think we have to put Goro in the party. Are they not putting older characters on the standard because of the false marketing policy? I mean, yes, is I think the short answer. Because characters like you know, not that. I think if you read like the verbiage or whatever, it's like, yeah, the event exclusive characters will not be available on this. Like, they're specifically saying that, and like you could very much say that like people could spend thousands of dollars on the very premise of them not being on standard banner, versus like you might only get C0 Xilonen. If Xilonen was standard banner, right, you would probably stop at C0 and then just be like, hey, when you get constellations over time, it's cool when you lose your 50-50, right? So like, I get why they're not putting them on standard banner, but again, the main thing that people always point out is that it just means, like, the specific verbiage they have, right, is that the event exclusive character will not be available in Standard Wish Wanderlust Invocation. They could easily make a new type of standard banner, right? That's called Lust Wander Invocation. That is not Wanderlust Invocation. It is Lust Wander Invocation. And it could have its separate pity, and it could have a separate working for pool, and it could have a separate pool of characters, right? So they could easily do that, right? Instead of putting them on standard banner for like characters like Albedo, the undesirables in the current state of the game, right? Shenhe, since they clearly don't want to rerun Shenhe. Anyways, Caesar, Xilonen worth it versus Kazuha? I mean, if you want a more defensive focused unit compared to Kazuha that has situationally better damage potential for teams because of higher buff uptime or whatever still, and because like grouping is not necessary in all situations kind of thing. Like Xilonen can very much be a damage upgrade over Kazuha in some teams. Do you need her though? No. Would my account be fine without her? Yeah. Like I think the least that you get the least value from Xilonen C0 if you have a really invested account. So, anyways, or they could just make Chronicle Wish permanent. Oh yes, I agree, Tars. Chronicle Wish being permanent and like it, Chronicle Wish at least being something they did like. If they committed to being like, we're doing Chronicle Wish every other patch, right? Something at least consistent that people could plan around could fix so many of the game's like problems with rerunning characters. Because they could put 4 stars, different 4 stars in there more, right? Like, because one of the cool things they did with the Chronicle Wish from before was how like the standard banners, Lisa, Kaya, and whatever there were in the Chronicle banner because it was only Mondstadt characters that were in that Chronicle banner. That was really cool. So anyways, like if you ever wanted C6 Lisa, that would have been your best opportunity. It still would have been hell to try to get specifically C6 Lisa, to be clear. It wouldn't be smart to do that. But, like, if they did Chronicle Banner with some consistency that could actually be planned around, it would be a very positive change to the game. Instead, they're just being butt wipes, and they haven't done anything with it. Like, because it didn't, probably because they're just like, oh, it didn't make us $8 billion. Like, go figure. Anyways, think they'll ever put Archons in the Chronicle Wish? I think Chronicle Wish might be dead. I don't know. It gives me the vibe of like they wanted it to make money, but then the community had a really negative reaction to it, and they're just like, okay, we're just not going to. And then we're not going to even do anything else to fix the rerun problem. So I don't know. I don't like that take because I'd like to assume MiHoYo doesn't make decisions for like, you know, making sure we have the ability to get some characters that we want. What was I doing? Goro. That aren't just monetary based, because like I have the utmost confidence that there are many people at Hoyoverse that are not just working there because they're just like, oh, I can make $8 billion out of these filthy gambling addicts. I think there's people working there because they care about the product they're making, and they right. But boy, when it comes to like characters rerunning, it sure do feel like it's primarily a money decision, right? And it feels rough at this current state of the game. That's for dang sure. Where is this one? It says there's another one up here. Man, Xilonen wall climbing. I love it. All right, like that is such a little annoying little. Oop. This kind of like let's try to get up here without Xilonen. I have to go over here. Can I even? Okay, it looks like I can go here, but like it can be awkward, right? Versus you can just skate around. But also, where the frick is this flower? Why did it tell me to go here? What are you telling me to do, Goro? It said it was up, right? Or did it say it was down? Is it in the skull? Goro, what are you doing to me? Oh, Goro, you're making me dislike you more. Hello, Consecrated Beasts. I'll see you tomorrow. Actually, I don't know if that specific one is in the Abyss tomorrow, but... Why are you pointing me to here? No. Okay. I think those are just not flowers. So why is this thing not away? Did I miss something over here? Oh, hello. I fought you enough. I don't need to fight you right now. Oh, yep. I just missed these over here. Alright. Well, that took me a long time for 2 flowers. Anyways, that's fine. It's suspicious that we know so much about characters before they're announced, but we have 0 clue about the 4 stars. Well, it's not suspicious. It's... They don't... They purposely don't do that. They don't decide... And I don't know. It's... Yes. It's not suspicious. It's... We have, like, information about characters. And things. And, like, the beta version and whatnot. So we can know a lot about Chasca's kit and look at it and see how they change it throughout the beta. Not that I've seen anything from that I know was from the beta, as far as I'm aware. None of it was from the beta, and none of it was leaked. It's just footage I saw online. Ceases Goro worth it over Ito's best team. I don't know what over Ito's best team means. Normally, in the past, I think people would have said that Ceases Goro was included in Ito's best team. Do they anymore? I have no idea. Xilonen, I think, does change that factor quite significantly. But yeah, 4 stars are not money makers. Yeah, that's like what it always has felt like. It feels like 4 stars aren't money makers with a lot of the decisions they make. But then if like they're not money makers for them, why are they so antagonistic with making them so cringe to acquire, right? God. Like it's stupid, right? How like I didn't get like if you actually look at like how the breakdown of like my Kabe pulls went, it was definitely unlucky, but it wasn't crazily unlucky, right? I think it was like 50 pulls on average for one Kabe to get from C2 to C6 Kabe, right? But that's like stupid. That's like really stupid. That is not that unlucky. Like that should be absurdly unlucky. And there should probably just be mechanisms in place that prevent that from happening, or like that being very unlikely. There's any number of things they could do, and any number of ideas of ways to like fix 4-star acquisition, or even 5 stars, whatever. They just don't. So I don't know. It would be nice to like if MiHoYo was a bit more transparent. I feel like I feel like it would be good if like governments passed regulation that required. This is probably not gonna happen anytime soon, right? Because government's too slow to like catch up with things. But like there should probably be regulation that requires gacha games to like disclose the money they make and like disclose data that they definitely have to the public, so we can judge them for the decisions they make and like not tolerate their bullshit. I don't know. It'd be really nice to have like the actual data MiHoYo has, but the only way that would ever happen is if they were literally required to give us the data they also have, right? Anyways, we tried the Xilonen glitch. What's the Xilonen glitch? So anyways, that's too much to ask. I know it's too much to ask. That's why it would have to be government. There would have to be like regulation that is passed that says, no, you're gonna have a predator. I don't know exactly what the legalese of this would be, obviously, but it would be, in effect, it would have to be something specific like, you want to do hyper predatory monetization system in your video game, like doing a gambling monetization system. That's what these are. Yeah, you gotta like kind of like at least publish your data, kind of thing. So that consumers can understand how you operate and know truly how predatory you're being. Because that can help them make safer decisions, right? Like, I think it's obvious that gambling is a thing that's gonna be, it's just part of humanity, right? Humans gonna gamble. Not all humans, but humans gonna gamble. We do seem to like it. There's something about it, like, our brains do like. And when you look at, like, casinos, right? Casinos, in not, we'll just say not super terrible places, are regulated, right? Pretty heavily. And, like, lotteries... Like people don't realize like casinos, lotteries sometimes they're a way to tax people. Notably, they're a way to tax poor people. Like lotteries are a way to tax poor people. That is a better way to tax poor people that isn't literally taxing them. Right? You give poor people tax breaks, and then they end up spending their money on gambling sometimes. It's just like, oh boy. But like. There's those people were oftentimes going to do it anyways, right? And it's better to have like a regulated form of a lottery rather than a unregulated lottery that's like that is like someone just profiting like off of like the weakest people. Like at least if people are going to gamble, it's good that like it's functionally a form of taxation that can go towards like on the ballot that I voted in Minnesota on just today. There was a amendment to the Minnesota Constitution we were voting on. If we wanted lottery winnings to be put towards like nature conservation stuff, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. That's like a cool use for lottery winnings, right? So it's like, even if like gambling is predatory and taking advantage of people, at least with like regulated lotteries, that money theoretically is going to something more beneficial than just, you know, lining the pockets of a billionaire that's just manipulating people's psychology for their own gain. Thanks, Hover, for the 20-something currency. My point with that is not that gacha games have to be a form of taxation. But my point with that is that, you know, regulation of gambling systems is probably relatively important. We need to acknowledge that people are gonna gamba because people like the gambas. But also, we need to try to make sure that things are not hurting people's well-being too much, right? Anyways. What was that? Xilonen glitch? I don't think I saw Luna. No, I don't think I saw Luna say what the Xilonen glitch is. I don't know what it is. Didn't see it. Anyways. Oh, someone donated when we're talking about gambling? Yeah. I don't know. Do I need to go? This dude is just gonna give me like 2 more, isn't he? But you know what? I kind of needed 2 more, quite frankly. Give me my Mora. Give me my Mora. Bro. Did I just get baited and he gave me radishes? Oh. Well. I am disappointed. Okay. It's 5 a.m. in the morning. How are you? Wow. Why? Are you just awake early? Is that wakey time for you? Or is that you just haven't slept today? You can get infinite E duration. Oh. Oh, how? I need to know this. How do you get infinite E? Is it just ye olde unplug your Ethernet cable, disconnect your internet glitch? Is that what it is? Did you feel the C1 duration increased? Yes, but it's also not crazy. I think it's more valuable to like just if you need more exploration, like, you know, want to go further, you know, just it'd be more valuable for you to get Yelan, for example, than it would be to get C1 of her, right? I think personally I'm of the feeling right now that the ultimate like exploration movement ability team is simply Cloud Retainer and Xilonen together, right? And then like, yes, having C1 Cloud Retainer, having C1 Xilonen would make that slightly better. But I think just having the two together would be like kind of the ultimate combo. So I don't know. If you're considering pulling C1 Xilonen just for the exploration ability, maybe, and you don't like have Cloud Retainer, maybe just consider getting Cloud Retainer instead, because Cloud Retainer could also do other fun things for your account, kind of thing, like enabling plunge DPS Xilonen. I guess that means, yeah, plunge DPS Xilonen is probably technically the best overworld team for balance of, not balance of like, you still need like different elements for puzzles and whatever the frick, but for the purposes of, there it is, for the purposes of movement ability, right? Anyways, will Chasca be the best exploration character? In my opinion, no. She just seems like Wanderer, but slightly better. And I don't really like how Wanderer's exploration ability worked, so no, in my opinion, but I'm sure a lot of people will like her for exploration. It's a good aspect to her kit. It lets you get more value from the character. So, anyways. Let's see if I got enough of those thingies after we murdered this boy. Not quite, I guess. What? How did I... What is happening? No, what is happening? What? Why? He wasn't parrying. I know he's parrying now. But he wasn't pairing before, right? And I couldn't... What? Why did that happen? Oh! Because I have 3 Geo teammates. Yep, I forgot, because Goro's in the party. Lol. You know, dang it, Goro. Why are you doing that, dude? I'm so confused. Anyways, is Kanich better than Navia? Depends on the kind of teams you want to play. I'd say they're relatively similar. I like Navia more, actually, I think. But I also don't really like Kanich's gimmick. If you like Kanich's rotation gimmick, and that is interesting, I think you could definitely say Kanich is the better character, but it depends on you. I don't think there's a simple, oh, Kanich is better, Navi is better. Navi will probably feel a little bit better than Kanich in this next Abyss. Well, no. Kanich will probably still feel pretty, they'll probably feel pretty similar. Anyways. Kanich is easier to build. I will say that. So, like, as far as ease of access for building to get good damage from him, like Navia struggles pretty significantly from, generally speaking, having some ER needs. Although Xilonen with her, the one really valuable thing I think with Xilonen with her is the fact that Xilonen can do 2 skills per rotation and like give like 10 geoparticles for Navia probably basically makes her energy needs 0 if you funnel it. But anyways, second side is like geo incentivized. But yeah, like Navia versus Kanich, they use potentially fairly significantly different teams, with the main similarity between them being particularly Bennett. So I don't know. I before Xilonen on my account, I would say I like Kanich more maybe, or Kanich was stronger on my account. And because of Kanich's ease of building, because of having not that, but because of having this artifact set available for him, whereas Navia doesn't have an artifact set that you can build that gives a bunch of free crit rate. Well, okay, technically if you're doing Furina and Navia together, you can do Marshall Hunters on Navia, but I don't like MH on Navia because oftentimes you want to switch into Navia and immediately press her E. And if you do that with MH, you won't have stacks built up for the crit rate stacks, so it's just like she's a character I don't like using MH on, even when it can be used because of Furina. So as far as ease of building goes and ease of being able to make him do big damage, I can see why you could make arguments for Kanich over Navia, but at this point I'm enjoying Navia more, quite frankly. So yeah.
Keep your weapon at the ready. You never know what's around the corner.
But I also don't like Kanich's gimmick that much. There's other people that like Kanich's gimmick a lot, right? Can you build Furina DPS? You normally build Furina DPS. You get enough ER to burst on her consistently, and then everything else is just you spec her into damage. I want to put Dia back.
Got a job.
5 stars do we have? A lot. I do have a couple 5 stars. I have played this game for a while, and in this last year in particular, I have transitioned to doing wishing videos where I acquire characters that I probably normally would not have pulled for. You know, even Mualani, I don't know. It's very possible I would have gone for Mualani, but I don't know. It's weird. Like, it's... Like, I know I wouldn't have Alhaitham. I know I wouldn't have Kanich. Like, those are resources that, like, yeah, I don't know. It's weird to factor in what I would have if I wasn't a content creator. But I've definitely made a lot of decisions in my point that were content-specific decisions, and also a lot of decisions that I'd say were mistakes, like this entire screen. Not this entire screen. I don't regret all of these, but yeah. So getting all those 5 stars, was it worth it? No. When you hear me yapping about, if you watch my wishing videos and you hear me yap about, like, encouraging not getting baited by things or whatever, it's because of lessons I learned myself. And me trying to be like, I learned this lesson so you don't have to, kind of thing. Why am I going over there? What do we... Oh yeah, Chiori. What just happened? We can ascend you once. Wait, oh, really? Why is there so few of these flowers? Wait, okay, well, we might have to jump into someone's world, I guess. Blam, Ascender. Give that crit rate. Juicy, juicy. What's with the title? The title and the thumbnail are one thing. So I don't know if you didn't look at the title. I don't even remember what I titled it. What did I even title the stream? I don't remember. It was the first thing that popped in my head when I was like, what do I do for a title for this stream when I'm just going to be yapping and working on like leveling Chiori and maybe doing Archon quests, and it's a nothing specific stream. So the title was nothing specific. Yeah, I needed to join someone's world. So I'm the Gacha critic and I fall prey to it so you don't have to. Yep, that's what I try to be. That's why I make that's part of why I make the wishing videos and why I yap like I do during them. Let's try to join these people. I have no idea why they're on my friends list, but we'll see if they let me in. Oh, someone let me in. Actually, I do remember who one of them is. Simon Snick. This is the one I don't remember who it is. Actually, I'm not confident I remember the other one. I need your Chiori flowers. Flowers. I didn't mean to type it that way, but I like it. I need your flowers. Flowers. Go ahead. Alright. Sick. Thank you. When would Rio finally be getting a rerun? That's a good question. Apparently after Linny and Nuvilet's second rerun. That seems to be the indication. To be clear, the leaks for banner reruns have been wrong before. They're usually not very wrong, though. So, yep, Mihoyo hates cryo. Because they're like, oh, cryo units don't sell, so we're just not gonna rerun cryo units. And then I'm just like, you're the one that made cryo units not very desirable. You know this, right? You know this, right, Mihoyo? But people still do want your characters. Because, like, a lot of times people just like the characters because they like the characters because of story presence or whatever other reason, right? Like, rerun your damn characters. Or if you're not going to rerun them, provide all this other ways of getting them. I just... You saw my hair and you love it? I mean, it's longer now, so maybe you'd like it even more. What was I doing? Oh yeah, Chiori. Oh good lord. Oh good lord, I'll figure myself out eventually. Oh look, we got a wish. Go to collect. Please. Is that Lolly a 4-star? I don't know, her design does not give me super hardcore 5-star vibes, now that we've seen it in game, right? But at the same time, I hope she's a 5-star because I want to see what they do for a... I'm just assuming... Like, she's rumored to be a 5-star supportive unit or defensive unit in some form. And, like... Cryo needs some help, and I hope she does something pretty significant, right? Like, I really don't want her to be garbage. But they're also releasing her with Mabuika, potentially, if she is a 5-star. And... if they're releasing her with Mabuika, they know not many people are going to pull for Sitlolly over Mabuika, right? And that makes me concerned. She's just going to be, like, it's going to be a situation of, like, Nuvilet and Rio, where, like, it's not like Rio's bad, but they didn't really do much to make Rio stand out. And because they knew, like, Nuvilet was the character they were trying to sell, right, is what I'm saying. So... I don't know. I will probably end up going for Sitlolly because, like, of any of the Natlan characters, she's the one whose design I like the most. And I like her, the little clips I've seen of her personality so far, I do like her quite a bit. We might actually see my actual first impressions, not just seeing clips of her here in the stream. And maybe I'll reverse that opinion. I don't know, maybe she'll say something I'm just like, I hate you. But right now, she's like the character I like. And when I like a character, it means I want them kind of regardless of their kit. No other Natlan character has given me a meaningfully strong impression of, like, I just like the characterization or design so much that, like, I really want to have them, kind of thing. Not in the same way like Natlan did, like, or sorry, not Natlan, like Fontaine did. Fontaine, like Arlecchino and Furina, both of those characters' designs and, like, story presence was, like, really strong for me. in a way that like maybe biased towards wanting them. I saw a chest and I was like, how the heck have I not gotten the chest for a second? But I'm in someone else's world. I 100% had Inazuma forever ago, so it would have been really weird for me to not get that. One that's in so obvious of a place, but anyways, yeah, Nubilet and Risley, right, was like, they made Risley sell, or sorry, they made Nubilet be the character they wanted to sell, obviously, in that patch. So, it just feels like they didn't even try with Nubilet, or with Rio's design, to, like, make him sell meaningfully. He just, like, existed to make a little bit of extra, like, to whoever wanted him, right? And you're just like, may as well make another 5-star, and make him a cryo unit, and, he can have some, like, kind of fun aspects to him, but he's nothing special. I'm worried something similar might happen with Mabuika's Sitlolly, right? No, leave me alone. Wherein Sitlolly is just going to be very whatever, and that's not what Cryo needs. Cryo needs a little bit better than very whatever. So, anyways, and I think most people aren't going to pull for her because of Mabuika releasing presumably before her, but maybe she ends up being a 4-star because she might be a 4-star. Ultimately, I don't care if she's a 4-star or 5-star. By the way, in many ways, I would like if her kit was more creative and good, I'd prefer she was a 4-star. Right? I'd actually prefer she was a good 4-star more than I prefer she was a good 5-star. Like, people don't understand there's no difference really fundamentally between 4-stars and 5-stars, other than like 4-stars tend to be bad because they make them bad compared to 5-stars, because they're easier to acquire theoretically. 4-stars in this game. I missed a flower over here somewhere. So, anyways, they can make good 4-stars. They've made good 4-stars. Right, this character, this character. I could make an argument for Rosaria. Like the particularly though, like Farazan with her C6, but without C6, and yeah, like Chevreuse, Official, Xingqiu, Xiangling, Bennett. I can make strong arguments, in my opinion, for them being 5-star tier strength characters, or notably in that they're better than many 5-star characters. Like, being a 4-star isn't a death sentence for a character. I don't know. I just find people acting like characters they like being 4-stars is a death sentence for them is silly. You should just ask them to make good, relevant 4-stars, not, oh, it's all over, they're a 4-star, right? In my opinion. But anyways, we're getting a more Natlan map next patch, and then my guess is I'd assume that version 5.3 will be the complete Natlan map, but maybe not. I don't know. And they might change it up this year. It'd be a little bit weird if they ended the Archon quest without Natlan being fully available, in my opinion, but we'll see. I don't know why I felt like killing them. They just deserved it. Was that one of those quest level ones? Because they didn't drop anything. Anyways, yes, I know. And especially factoring in the fact that it's so RNG hell to get 4-stars that you literally can't plan to get a 4-star, right? Oh, you want Ororon? Well, you'll probably get him within 30 pulls. But you also very well might not get him in 70 pulls. It's very possible you get, assuming he's on Chasca's banner, it's very possible you get a Chasca before you get a single copy of Ororon, the frickin' 4-star, who was not the same power level as the 5-star because they tend to make them worse. Ororon is interesting, to be clear. I actually kind of like what they did with this kit. I will end up trying to get at least a single copy of him. Regardless of if I wish for Chasca on my account or not. If she ends up rerunning with Zhongli, currently the rumor is she's going to rerun with Linny. But if she ends up rerunning with Zhongli, I would wish on Zhongli banner, most likely. Because at least if I ended up with an accidental Zhongli on my main account, I would level him eventually for physical DPS. to show how physical Zhongli with R5 Pike is better than you. Why is Zhongli the best physical unit in the game? What has happened? What Mahoyo? What are you doing? But anyways, what does Ororon do? He basically he's a Natlan off-fielder, so he can use the support set, right? 40% Electro bonus, and then notably he basically gets additional he gets additional talent damage out when Electro Charge is being triggered on the team. So the thing he suffers from is like if they were gonna make an Electro Charge specific 4-star, I really wish they would have done something more like a Chevreuse style kit, because like it could have been kind of interesting for them to make a Chevreuse style unit specifically around Electro Charge where they forced the team to be fully Hydro and Electro units, and that would make the likes of Zajef or whatever say, oh, Ororon's garbage, he locks the team to fully Hydro and Electro units, why would you ever you would always want to bring an animal unit to Electro Charge? Like, but like if he gave enough meaningful buffs that it could open up like doing very compelling like anyways, point is he's like a usable unit in Electro Charge context, so that is you pair Hydra with him in some form, and his application isn't garbage. It isn't like he's doing official application, to be clear, but it isn't garbage. So what's that Zajef invitation? That's me just railing on Zajef for having, in my opinion, bad takes about character kit restrictions, because like he doesn't like he tends to not like when characters are forced, like characters have passives like Nilu or Chevreuse where it forces using an element combination of like specific elements in the team, which I find fundamentally quite silly because all characters kits have some amount of restrictions to do whatever they do. It's just that like in the case of Chevreuse especially, her kit would be nonsensically stupid, and like if they didn't limit her to an entirely Electro Pyro team. Like the balance for that character is the limitation. Like there has to be some limit if it's not just stupid. So like I disagree with his sentiment about like that, because I think it's I don't think it's any fundamentally different than the fact that Chasca requires being paired with ideally at minimum 2 Pyro Hydro Cryo Electro teammates, right? That's a limitation too. That's a limitation of Chasca's kit. Particularly because like most of the time Chasca wants 3 Pyro Hydro Cryo Electro teammates, unless you have Constellation 1. So, and you can make a case for Xilonen, but anyways, Ororon looks interesting, right? He's an off-fielder. He's a 4-star off-fielder, which is rare at a baseline. That wants you to do Electro Charge. He doesn't necessarily do insane damage, I'm fairly confident, but his application potential is not nothing. My main struggle is like feeling like whether or not he actually meaningfully improves any teams where Electro Charge is a focus. Because I think you can do, you know, many strong Electro Charge teams right now, right? Where you can do the Kokomi, Furina, Kazuha official, right? Does Ororon replace Fischl and make that team better? No. He would make that team worse. Could you replace Furina there? Potentially, yes. And that is like, I think the number one takeaway is like, I think he makes there be more options for lower investment Electro Charge teams is what I would probably say. It's like, I don't think he's going to make the team better than with Furina, but he's a 4-star, right? That might like Ororon, Fischl, Hydro, and then Kazuha or Sucrose. Sucrose would probably be basically equivalent, maybe better than Kazuha. It depends on how much talent damage you're dealing. Kazuha is probably stronger most of the time. Right, like him making more accessible low investment options for Electro Charge teams is, I think, his biggest selling point. But for like an invested account, when I have plenty of other strong Hydros and Electros available, I don't know, right? I don't know if I'm gonna find a meaningful place for Ororon on my account, right? But he's someone I want to mess with, because a new off-field 4-star damage dealer is someone worth mucking about with, especially because his application seems decent enough that like you can do like electro charges, something you can do with Dendro. You can have Hydro, Electro, and Dendro happening. You might limit the amount of procs you get from his passive though, because Dendro do be eating aura. Sometimes that might have been used to trigger Electro charge, so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. You started playing Genshin 5 months ago and don't know what Xilonen is talking about? We're talking about a new character and how he is designed around one of the reactions in the game, which is the Electro and Hydro reaction, Electro charge. And how that relates to existing teams and whatnot. But he's got an interesting kit for a 4-star, but he's definitely relatively typical, I'd say, for 4 stars. Like, he does something that's not useless, but it's still relatively probably, his use cases are niche. But I don't know, the being able to use the Natlan support set and be an off-fielder is a very compelling selling point for him. So, of the Natlan 4-stars that have released so far, he's probably the best one. But I will say that, like, of the Natlan 4-star characters released so far, there's not that much competition. I like Kachina, to be clear. I do think she's a good addition to the game, but she's mostly an artifact set holder, right? Which is unfortunate. Whereas Ororon is a bit more than just an artifact set holder, which is a good thing. So anyways, Chiori. This is the character archive, so I can't level there. I do look forward to mucking with Ororon. And by mucking, I just mean messing about, playing with him. I don't know how many resources I'm going to realistically invest in him. The problem is, like, particularly with the electro charge reaction buffs, I kind of would want to level him to 90. And, resources, man. Resources, because I'm going to level up this lady. Oh, I didn't need to collect that many flowers. I need to do specters. Alright. Sweet. Thank ya. Exit co-op. Getting flashbacks. You still get flashbacks from Sumeru 4-stars. Yeah, I think Ororon is more well designed as his baseline. His baseline kit, I think, is much more usable than some Sumeru 4-stars were at C0. No, Xilonen C1 does not make you fully resistant to CC. Actually, let's go test. I never actually tested that. Let's see. Does it make me resist like the big the robots have pretty heavy hitting hits. I suspect that with the value of Xilonen's C1 interruption resistance, it will not make me resist this hit. But we'll see. No, I can't do Dia. We'll do you just to put. No, I will not put Pyro on you. It doesn't matter, I guess, technically. Okay. You gonna attack, sir? What are you doing? I haven't been smacked yet. There we go. There we go. Right. So, yeah, you can see it makes you tank some hits and not get interrupted. It's good. I do think that is the main combat selling point of her C1. Like, to be clear, I think I'm pretty sure without that C1 going, so we can just like let Dia get smacked, I guess. We'll go back to the enemy. Let Dia or Navia get smacked without having Xilonen active, obviously. The fact that it's an additional ability that can give interruption resistance is valuable. So like, yeah, I think it's surprisingly decent. And like, I don't remember the exact poise values or anything. I don't of all the enemies in the game. I just know that like these robots have some of the higher poise values. So I assume Dia is going to get, yeah. See, we get knocked back right away. Right, we were able to take a few hits. So we're gonna get knocked back. Oh wait, what? Okay, I guess those first two hits just don't knock you back anyways, but but this one would normally. Yeah, that would normally knock you back, right? But then another heavy hit is probably gonna knock me back. Yeah, see. So, yeah. It's not infinite interruption resistance, but it's a fairly balanced form of interruption resistance, which makes me think it's actually a decent value add. I don't like infinite interruption resistance. I think it's because it just pushes the game towards more boring gameplay rather than like be aware of your situation and what the enemies are doing type gameplay. So, you know. Does it work on any other? Yes. It is characters that are when her source samples are active, she can also increase nearby active characters. That's just so any character that's active when your things are active. So that's when her little like beat circles on the ground. I don't know. I think to mini players they would actually ultimately get more value from C1 than they would C2. C2 is just that bait for if you end up getting C1, it makes you like, oh my god, her powerful C2, right? C1 giving some expiration value and that interruption resistance is valuable, even if it doesn't functionally result in like a spreadsheetable damage improvement. I think it might have more of a meaningful effect on people's experience of playing the character than many theory crafters might give it credit for. But yeah, C2 makes your numbers go higher. Ooh, true, yes. So glad I can clear Abyss in 5 seconds faster time. I need to get out of that as fast as possible, right? Well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So, yep. It does something, which is cool. But it's not infinite, and I think that's a good balance for interruption resistance. Yeah. Anyways, is it worth going for? I don't know. Again, like decide what if you're going for a Constellation or Xilonen. What are you sacrificing and going for it, right? We're Chiori. They're Chiori. Oh, no. Yay, okay. Oh wait, we can craft 24. I'm still gonna have to farm them then. Because I need them for this. So we will go farm them. But first, let's go here. Watch me have to go back into that person's co-op world to go farm specters. But yes, I would probably save. Like, with Mavuika coming out, I would probably say saving is the safe bet. We need some Spectre Guts. Wit. Craft. Thank you for the 2 bonus sucrose. It's not very many, but it's something. Hey look, there's some more. Oh wait, I didn't. Wait, that was not sucrose. That was Dory. I see. That's why I got more. Sucrose giving 2 then was actually makes sense because sucrose doubles the product, doesn't double the ingredient. Anyways, why don't you leave characters at 80? Because a lot of characters want. To be clear, I took Xilonen to level 87 on the basis of the reason I took Xilonen to level 87 is because I was going to do a DPS Xilonen video, and I didn't want to deal with people being like, you didn't even try like the DPS Xilonen, you didn't level her 90. And I was going to leave her at level 87, but I was just like, I don't want to leave her level 87. I'd rather have her be in the level 90 category because I like her enough. So, like, I knew I was going to leave her at level 80 because I wanted to do DPS stuff with her. And I didn't mind getting a little bit of additional healing value from having her defense be higher too, right? Which is the other reason to level her past 80. And I was just like, level her to 90. As far as resource efficiency goes, particularly like the 20 characters I mentioned earlier that I want to level, slight exaggeration, but it is like 5. Maybe should have not, right? Maybe should have just yapped for a minute in the video being like, I haven't leveled 90 Xilonen because I plan on leveling other characters. But, yeah. And anyways, so in the case of like Chiori, we're leveling her past 80 because she's a defense scaling damage dealer, or she's dual scaling. She's doing partially attack scaling, but mostly it's defense scaling, particularly on the build I'm using on her. And therefore, her base defense is a meaningful increase for her damage on top of how the game calculates enemy, like there's a multiplier based on your character's level relative to the enemy level that the game does, which is basically so if your character's a higher level at a baseline minimum, your character gets like a 1.5% DPS increase from going to 80 to 90 if they're a DPS unit too. So I'm doing level 87, right? Because this is 400,000 Mora and about 100 heroes wits equivalent. 4 of these things are 1 hero's wit. For leveling to 87, which gets me most of the value of going to level 90 with like 60% of the resources, right? So I get like 75% of the value for 60% of the resources, is the reason I'm stopping at level 87. And part of the reason I'm doing that is because I don't think we'll actually use Chiori that much, right? And also, I kind of need this Mora to finish leveling her skill. Blam. And I don't think I'm going to have enough, because it takes, yep, well, oh well. I guess we are not quite going to finish with Chiori today, but I will at least get her skill to level 8. I don't know, maybe I'll leave it at level 8. I do have the talent materials. I feel kind of bad not to get it to level 9. I want it level 9. I'll probably get it level 9, because like I'll have to farm like 3 more Leylands or whatever. Actually, you know what? It might affect my ability to claim my battle pass reward tomorrow, whatever, I don't care. We'll do one more run too. But anyways, what do you plan to use Chiori for? I want her as a low investment team core option with Kachina, so that I can do things in videos that are potentially like a little bit more approachable investment wise, in that like, here, this is only 1 5-star, right? What am I doing? Right, 1 5-star versus like doing, let's do Furina and 3 other 5-stars together, right? Or Furina and 2 other 5-stars to make like a 4-star DPS teamwork or something, right? Instead of just be like, I don't know, like as an example, because it's like, it's just a 2-unit team core, right? That could work with kind of whatever else. I'd have to have at least Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro for it to make sense, right? But it would be Kachina, right? It's like completely free. And then Chiori, who has, you know, you would need Chiori, of course, but she has a 3-star weapon available for her that's very compelling. And then, okay, what else do I do for the team? That is kind of like whatever I feel like. So, I don't know. As a example, what would it even be? It's not like it has a crazy, insane amount of versatility or anything, but you get double Geo, you get Geo Resonance, you get Crystallizes generated from Kachina for Geo Resonance. Right, something like a Pyro DPS doesn't have to be a 5-star, but like a Pyro DPS plus, you know, Bennett, right? Like, this is a functional potential team core. A functional team option for configuring a team around, right? I just wanted something that's like a little bit representative of like a low investment unit that can still be valuable. You can even do things like, you know,
what a lineup. We'll be unstoppable.
What you could consider doing, right? Mualani Vape with Chiori Kachina. This would be a little bit weird, and like you wouldn't necessarily be getting damage bonus from Mualani in this team, but it could still be a functional team that could clear the game's content, right? Mualani is just vape damage in conjunction with Chiori's off-field damage, and Kachina here, you know, being a little bit of a defensive unit with her EM build and whatever. I think this team core of Chiori Kachina is an interesting thing that was worth experimenting around with, and that's why I wanted Chiori. Would I have gone for her if it wasn't for the content perspective? Probably not. And even for the content perspective, I don't even think the one video I make on Chiori is going to perform that well, because I don't think, quite frankly, when the community doesn't really care that much about a character, the videos don't perform well, which kind of sucks, right? Because like, it would be nice if I could magically like make people appreciate the character more or whatever. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna make a video particularly just about like the Chiori Kachina core, and yeah. I think it's something cool that you can do, as an off-field core. Speaking of it, since she is leveled now, what do we want to use with it? Why do people say that Chasca's a pyro DPS? Because she kind of is right now. Because she does elemental damage of an element of elements based on your party composition, and the main way to make her do meaningful damage is by having her do pyro damage, because that's how Mihoyo has balanced the game at this current point in time. That's the most relevant thing for her to do, and she doesn't actually apply that many of other elements that she's doing, so the best route to go for her to be a consistent unit is actually just to like do like 2 pyro units in the team, so that hopefully you're always like triggering a vaporize on her. Like yeah. I don't like that she's kind of a pyro DPS. Anyways, there is more nuance to Chasca than that, obviously. Like Chasca, yeah, so you can do weird things like with Shenhe potentially, if Shenhe ever exists. But anyways, I do think for many people, Chasca will end up just being a pyro unit, kind of, which is really unfortunate. I also think she's going to be pretty dang dependent on you-know-who. So anyways, what do I want to do? We could do something. Okay, you know what?
In the name of the princess.
I said I regretted Alhaitham, unironically. No. I have a different one. I'm gonna do Yai Tenari. This is a more 5-star focus one, but this is an interesting example, right? Of standard banner 5-star, 2 other 5-stars, right? That would work. Tignari Yai is a combo that works pretty well together. I think Chiori's instant swap ability could be kind of interesting. Chiori, what is it? She swaps to the next party member, right? So yeah. So you could like instant swap to Yai, not emitter ideally, and then like burst on Yai. I could actually make it a little bit easier to do that, but yeah. Anyways, actually, there's also Chiori shenanigans we could do. Or not Chiori. Didn't miss it, Chiori. Siegeween things, because Siegeween will buff her, right?
Oh, anyone need a health checkup?
Obviously, Furina would, but we just do a team that doesn't care about the on-fielder. I don't know. We can leave Yai in here, right? Let's do the Electrocharge team. I don't know. It's not really Electrocharge because Siegeween doesn't apply that much. This is just like Siegeween's buffing Yai's damage potentially, and Chiori's damage, and there's not much reaction damage happening, right? But you have damage dealer, off-field damage dealer, and then I can on-field Yai a little bit too, right? I don't have to worry about anything Yai's field time requirements, because not like anyone else requires that much field time. I can also have Siegeween do a decent amount of damage, although without Furina, 4-piece MH loses a bit of value on Siegeween, but it's fine. So, anyways, I guess for like maximum buff, which is not going to be instant. Wait, is it not even 49,000 HP? Oh, duh, because I don't have double hydro. Duh. Yeah. What does this give? 20. That's stupid. Why do I have R4? That's a stupid weapon. Anyways, this is a team context where I should probably configure Siegeween to like doing 2-piece HP, 2-piece HP or something, but and could put her on 2-piece tenacity, I guess, or 4-piece tenacity as an alternative of 2-piece, 2-piece. Anyways, we'll try this first for the fun of it. We don't necessarily need the healing again, right? Because like Kachina is, I guess should I try the non-Siegeween team first? But like Kachina is our defensive unit here, right? Not that farming specters is a particularly good test of much. But do that. Do this. Because Yai's on field right now, Kachina would not be getting buffed, or Yai would not be buffed. I didn't even see, what was Chiori getting for damage? With level 8 skill here.
Emerge. Let's see. Let's go right here.
I still haven't seen the geo damage. I don't know why. My brain is deleting the geo damage number from my screen. Chiori has an infusion. Yeah, but she has attack scaling. It's like it's not very good scaling either. Her infusion doesn't do anything. I'm sorry. It's just kind of bad. Like, it would be unironically better if she didn't have an infusion, because then I could like do C6 Bennett infusion on her, right? I'm pretty sure she doesn't get overridden. It would be better if she got overridden. I think it's in this. No, it's in her skill. Sorry, level 7 talent right now. No, where is it? Where is it? Oh wait, no, it can be overridden. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. But yeah, anyway, point is, either way, regardless, like, it's going to be better to do C6 Bennett shenanigans than it is to do anything with her Geo Infusion, unfortunately.
Right here.
So, that's why Chiori C6 is bad with Bennett. That's funny. Bennett C6. What do they do? Oh, whoops. I swear to God, I haven't seen a Geo. Oh wait, those were immune, of course. Of course. The one time I was specifically paying attention for the Geo number. And the immune enemy. Fantastic. Yeah, oh well. The sound effects is pretty good. Anyways, we'll go test Chiori damage a little bit more properly after we're done here. Morning stream for you? Nice. Chiori plunge. I mean, there is some stuff we could do, right? Like with the and then that. Like, I think that's a cool nuance to her kit, that instant switch. I think it's fun. It's still weird. It's a weird addition to her kit, that's for dang sure. But yeah, anyways. Ow. Can you, why you oh, we're not at over 90% crit rate, that's funny. I was like, why are you not critting? Because I didn't have a healing going and I was under 90%. Oh well. A nice 38k. What is that multiplier? You extrapolate a little bit. Upward sweep is 224, yeah. So like, we should be seeing like 20 something k-ish from her skill hit. And it actually crits. Chiori was crucial on swords only for Geo Abyss a cycle ago. Yeah, I can see that. It was 23k? Okay, that's kind of what I thought she was going to get. I did some damage calcs with the build I had, and I thought 23k-ish was what we would be getting. Obviously, it depends a bit on the team. Sijuin, for example, is going to buff her skill a little bit. Where's the specters? Over there. Okay. Good thing we have Chiori. No, stop swimming. Freaking goddamn it, chibi characters. Yeah, it's about 24k there. Good job, Yai.
Right here, right now. Emerge.
Oh, no, yep. Siege, your cooldown. Yeah, that instant switch is really fun. I like it. Chiori on MH is very fun for Overworld. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I don't think it's impossible to on-field Chiori, for sure. Particularly since her infusion can be overridden. But yeah, I don't know. I don't get why they didn't just like give her some defense scaling. Like it doesn't have to be high scaling, but just give her some dang defense scaling normal attacks, and she would have been fine. And it would have been like a cool thing to have in her kit rather than an extremely doesn't matter. Oh well. Is what it is. I thought Chiori was going to be Geo Kazuha. Yeah, and unfortunately they decided the Xilonen was Geo Kazuha. I did that dumb, but also burst. It's a great burst animation, by the way. Absolutely fantastic. I have no idea what her range is on her dolls, by the way. Definitely less than C2 Yai's range, that's for sure. By the way, I believe my Kachina will shield for like around 5,000-ish damage on each of her crystallized shields, which is pretty meaningful. Enough so that I could potentially get away without a healer, I do think, or another defensive unit in the team. It might be a bit of a struggle, particularly in conjunction with trying to make sure I don't take damage on Chiori by accident, so that she doesn't lose her the 90% crit rate or 90% HP threshold for her crit rate bonus. Okay. I feel like. Oh wait. I wonder. Let me try reordering the team a little bit. Instead of doing into Yai, as much as I like switching to Yai, let's do Chiori into Kachina. Right. No, I probably like better to like Siegewing first, and then into, yeah. So the team rotation, the ideal team rotation could be something like, with an invested Siegewing build that can do meaningful damage. Which I guess, you know, to simulate that, even though this is not the correct build for it, we'll put her back on Aqua. So a little slightly less buffing, but you know, and also she doesn't have enough ER I think for Solo Hydro, but point being, if you can burst consistently per rotation with Siegewing can contribute a decent amount of damage here. So it'd be like do Siegewing E, do that, not climb on the thing, and then like do Yai, and like do Siegewing burst, which I'm not gonna do right now. And after Siegewing burst is done, like do Yai burst, Yai 3E again, and then maybe rinse and repeat from there. I don't know if the cooldowns will exactly line up, but yeah, I think it'll be functional. The best version of the team, but no, it's more again just to illustrate like the weird flexibility that you can have with the Kachina Chiori core. Yeah, Chiori is definitely a... Oh, god dang it. Freaking chibi characters. Chiori's definitely pretty good for his Spectres.
Emerge right here, right now.
Is that just a 44k hit? Nice. Siegewing buff helping there a little bit. I think that was a 44k hit. Oh, we're going over here now. Alrighty. Well, first let's go here. I believe the 23Ks was like non-buffs. Non-buffed Chiori hits. But we'll double check that. Oh yeah, you could do something, yeah, like Hu Tao. Yeah, I don't know, you could do something like Hu Tao, Kachina, Chiori, with Sing Cho, right? That would definitely work. Getting the pyro buff going would be a little bit rough though, so you know it would very much be it's just a way to get like decent damage from a decent damage output from the team, even if it's not like necessarily ideal. In the same vein of like it's hard to do VV swirls for Hu Tao kind of thing. Not necessarily impossible, but hard. What are coming? Oh yeah, Spectres. Alright, so, well, I got more of those than I thought. Okay, let's use Dory, because she's just, I think, better at actually consistently giving me the rewards that let me craft more things. Only downside is Dory technically costs more money, but it's a negligible amount of monies, I think. That's more than I thought I'd be able to craft. 14? That might actually be enough. Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm not recommending it. Hu Tao is like something, yeah, you definitely have to enjoy her charge attack cancel. Hopefully, like, if you're trying to, like, figure out if you want to pull for Hu Tao this patch, I don't know if she's going to be available in any trial this patch, in a combat event or whatever, but if she is, yeah, definitely just play around with her and see if you like her charge attack cancel. She's a very underwhelming character if you don't try to get him, if you don't optimize her charge attacks, and, you know, if you're just someone who just likes playing it overworld, it doesn't really matter, to be clear. But I do think she still has her place, and she can be fun for a lot of people, but I'd say it's mostly like the kind of people who like optimizing like combos and things. So, anyways. More goodbye. Oh, I do have enough more. That one more I spent, or that one run I spent is enough to get me to level 9, I guess. Yeah. Should I actually do this? Is this worth the resources? Not necessarily, because, like, again, I could spend these resources on something else. But I already spent the resin on it. And the more is, like, 3 runs in a freaking ley line, so... Bam. Done. Chiori's done. And my Mora's gone. You're surprised Toma is level 40? I mean, look, he's starred for a reason. I want to level him up, but, like... A lot of the things I eat that Toma would be useful for, I prefer using Dia for, quite frankly. Like, and even like, oh, Toma's like the ideal for Burgeon because of like the frequency of his hits, right? But like, so many Burgeon teams don't necessarily consistently generate Burgeon cores, such that like I consider Burgeon best to treat as like a way to have some additional damage from the team. It's not like Hyperbloom where you focus the team around getting a very significant amount of consistent Hyperbloom damage. Especially if you're doing like Burgeon teams with Furina, right? You just get inconsistent core generation. And in my opinion, it means then that like the lower frequency of hits, which is like Dio's biggest downside for Burgeon over Toma even, and is like not that significant. And then Dia has plenty of other aspects that I like over Toma, quite frankly. I really like Toma, to be clear. I think he's actually a pretty well-made character for the current state of the game. And has some cool use cases. I can tell you, like, I would kind of like to have him up to mess around with Kanish with him a little bit more, but it's just not the priority resource-wise, right? So, anyways. I guess we don't need to farm any more of these until I have yet another character that for some reason needs specters. So, let's go see what we actually get. Let's go see what we get from level 9 talent. With the current build I have, so we just... in case anyone cares. Oh yeah, Chiori does have the little bit of a defense buff going on and an attack buff, so that is buffing her slightly. But this is the overall build, 4-piece golden troop. It's not insane, but it's pretty decent. Yeah, depth goblet. Yeah, 87 crit rate when she's over 90% HP from Harbinger of Dawn. Yeah, nice build. In my opinion. And we're gonna see what we get just with the without Siege Wing buff up first. So I'll just we're not gonna do like a real rotation here. This is a damage test. I'm just gonna do a Yai normal attack to get the Kachina buff going because we need to have some Electro for her to react to get a Geo buff too. So do that. Do that. Do that. Really? But am I under 90% HP? That one hit. Oh, that one hit. But anyways, 23k is what we're hitting. No buff. So, sweet. And now, let's do... I need to hold on that. Do that. I saw a 30k hit. Yeah, 30k's. Nice. Right, so you can see Siege Wing's buff is adding 7k there. And I could make Siege Wing buff more if I had... you could definitely get more HP on her, right? And we don't need to test that, quite frankly. But If we... let's go to his high HP version and see if he survives a rotation. Chiori works with Zhongli's pillar if you need full HP. I don't have Zhongli. Hello, Masanori. With C2, Chiori should do less in her DPS stats and have more ER to burst. Summoned after 10 seconds after using Hyokin Twin Blades. Is that her burst? That is. Oh, okay. 10 seconds after using it, it will simplify a simplified doll, which will... okay. It will attack nearby opponents, dealing AoE... equal to 170% of Tomato's damage. Interesting. I think the answer to your question, Zephyr, is yes. Which is... that's an interesting constellation. Wait, no, it leaves the field after 1 attack or 3 seconds? Oh, never mind. I didn't read the last line. Oh, okay. That's weird. That's a weird constellation. I think the answer is no. Because functionally, this happening only for 1 attack. Means, like, it just like is a function a little bit higher multiplier value. Like, you add 170% of her Tomato damage here. So that would be, like, what is that? That'd be like 250% attack plus 300% defense added on top of her burst. Like, it increased her burst damage functionally a little bit, but it technically counts that as partially skill damage, which means if you have, like, a build like this, it's a little bit better than if it counted as burst damage. But it's very... I don't think that's, like... that's a very underwhelming constellation because of that limit on it. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, they should have a Razor text version, I agree. It happens 3 or 4 times. It does? What?
Right here. Immerse.
Really? Oh wait, I forgot I was supposed to do this. And do this, switch. Can you stop, bro? Alright, wait, okay, when do you, like, my brain is, like, struggling. So, by the way, I really like that this Kachina Chiori core. This is one reason I actually, like, I didn't mention this yet, but, being able to, like, because Chiori, when you do her hold thing, as long as you're not in the air, if you didn't notice, right, she automatically switched to Kachina, and Kachina casts her skill automatically. So that means I don't have to deal with, like, the clunkiness of, like, accidentally jumping on this thing or whatever. I just do the hold switch, Kachina pops her thing down, and then I switch to Yai immediately. Right? That's why I actually tested that. I like doing that Chiori into Kachina there. I really like that. It's pretty clean. Alright, we're gonna try this Demon Abyss, and then we'll try some other variants a little bit. Can I get some Mora? No, that's Artifact XP, sad. I would, if I could turn all of this into Mora, I probably would. just give me more. Well, no, to be clear, I probably only turn the Artifact XP into Mora. I would definitely do that, but I would probably still want to keep the Adventure XP or whatever. Anyways, stream so late, love this. I'm glad. I figured it would be nice to do a late stream for some of my viewers that aren't alive or aren't awake. I mean, you could argue that sleeping is very close to dead, temporarily dead. So, yes, for the people that aren't aliving temporarily during my normal stream time. Anyways. Do you have a... But then do you still have a construct for a second doll? Yes, that's Kachina. This is a construct. Anyways. The Siege Marine does not have enough ER for this situation to burst consistently. It's the wrong build. The ideal would be like a... Okay, you know what do I have? What are my 2-piece? I do have Oracash's artifacts out my butt. So, it's just a question of how many do I actually have leveled that have meaningful crit stats, right? Oracash's tenacity. Healing bonus, no. that could be okay, but not leveled. That is, yeah. I don't know. I could put her on the crit rate circlet technically. Yeah. Okay. I do have that. Oh. I really want to level it right now, just for. The thing is, if I want to go back to DPS Xilonen, maybe. No, I have like I can just. It'll be fine with the other. Yeah. This thing insulted me with the flat def rolls. This was a 4-line that had triple minimum roll, or it's not triple minimum roll, but it's definitely double low roll. Siege Wing buff is an off-field skill damage buff for flat damage skill buff. Yeah, screw it. Hey, I'll take it. Sweet. Sick. We take those. Hey, another Siege Wing goblet. And then... Yeah, yoink. See if I can get like a hybrid Siege Wing going on 2 piece HP, 2 piece HP. Yoink Dia's artifact. There we go. So she's on 2 piece Vorakasha's. Sick. I forgot I had the goblin. I'm glad I saved it. See, this is why you save weird goblets. And then the theoretical ideal is again a HP circlet like I have here for like the maximum hybrid-y style. But I would say I'm a bit low in crit rate. So what we're gonna check is actually wait, oh frick. I don't have enough ER. In fact I have 0. I don't really want to switch to it. Well, don't worry about it, okay? Just pretend we're going to burst consistently. The time that we're not spending bursting consistently is time spent in our hearts. No. It's time spent on Yai. That's what we'll do. We'll just on-field Yai. So there we go. So we're sacrificing... So every, like, you can see, like, she gives a... No, that's the wrong thing. Every 1,000 HP, she has over 30,000 HP, increases her flat damage buff by 80. So we're losing, by switching to a crit circlet, we are losing... Ah, frick. Get rid of the sit filter. Where was it before? It was a gladiator piece, I think? Yes. It was 47,000 versus 53,000, so 6 times 8, that is 480 flat damage, which is actually pretty significant. You know what? Yeah, screw it. We're gonna keep her on this. Why? Because I don't know. 40 crit rate, go burr, I guess. The theoretical ideal would be much more heavy crit rate substats and much less heavy crit damage substats. Is what I would say. You would ideally want, like, all the crit rate substats for this weird aqua hybrid 2-piece build. Anyways, this is the kind of build, by the way, that our signature weapon was made for, because our signature weapon gives like 30% crit rate or something. But yeah, energy recharge, just pretend it's there. Or we're gonna get all energy recharge cards from the Abyss. That's what we're gonna do. Yep, definitely. I don't think we're gonna... I don't really want to have to fuddle with the dude's pyro... Or no, the pyro shield shouldn't be that much a problem. Even with Sijuan's low application. The cryo shield would be annoying though. So I'm not gonna worry about it. We're gonna do it second side. So... we will do Sijuan. Chiori with the same rotation we did before. So party order does matter for the Sijuan, or the Chiori switch skill thingy. And then, I don't know. Oh, you know what? Something I haven't tested yet? Let's do Xilonen and Kazuba together with Arlecchino. Wait. No, we can swirl. We can swirl Pyro. Okay.
Let's get down to business. One with nature.
Bring it! Everybody stand back!
Yup. Yup. Wait. No, swirling pyro is not the problem. We don't have hydro. Oh, well. Oh well. We're just gonna brute force it, I guess. Yes, Abyss resets tomorrow, so say goodbye to this Abyss. To be clear, I have Xilonen C2, but that's about the same damage I can get from like Candace, Kazuo, Arlecchino. Which I expected, to be honest. And it's fine because, like, again, I don't play the Candace Arlecchino team because it's, like, the best team for my Arlecchino. Like, I do think, actually, as far as, like, consistency goes, the, please. The, Chevreuse C6 team is, like, probably the best team for different situations. When I need Hydro, obviously, like in that previous chamber, Candace can be meaningfully better. It's more the satisfaction of how it feels to play and how it's engaging to like think about the Hydra application and switching with Candace in the correct way sometimes for new things spawning. I find it really enjoyable to play, and even it's a rare team that I really enjoy optimizing even in a given situation to clear faster. But like, man, the fact that Xilonen, Kazuo, Arlecchino, like Xilonen, Kazuo, Arlecchino probably just makes more sense than doing Vape Arlecchino, period, right? Because of how it just increases all of Arlecchino's damage, rather than Vape only increasing her vapeable hits when she applies Hydro, right? So, anyways, oh well, is what it is. God, my brain's not used to that yet. Also, I need to, I wanted... It's fine. It's fine. I wanted to Chiori burst, but I forgot. Yeah, look at that, 32k. Just pretend it's critting all the time. Do this. Oh, okay. Yeah, all the cooldowns are back. Oh well. Is what it is. Do wave spawning things. Can you die, please? Please. Thank you. Alright.
Emerge right here. Right now.
I don't have nothing here to burst consistently on Yai either, but that's fine.
Right now. Emerge. Right here. Emerge.
I'm gonna do that. That's pretty decent, honestly. You say Yai is a bumped up Visual. I mean, in certain situations she might be stronger than Visual, but they also work really well together. Not often do I end up feeling like Yai is just an objective upgrade over Visual. There's things Visual does better. And there are things Yai can be stronger at. Yai is notably better in AoE situations, in my opinion. But yes, generates less energy, applies less electro. Worse for like shield breaking, right? But she's also a catalyst user, so she can still be pretty good for shield breaking as like an on-field option. I just really enjoy how Yai plays. Anyways, yeah. Obviously, a Siege build isn't the ideal. Oh, I refuse to Bennett burst there. I did that. Man, like what? Oh, I don't like how strong the Kazuo Xilonen core is. It's actually like, oh boy. It's so weird getting used to that. Getting used to that auto switch thing. this.
Right now, emerge. I am
do
cutting
this.
edge of fashion.
Please. Please. There you go. Alright.
Right now, emerge.
Oop, that was in the air by accident. That was funny.
Right now, emerge.
I don't have any energy. That's fine. We just on peel. No, we don't on peel anyway. Now.
Right here, right now, right here.
Okay.
It's nothing. I can lock it on. Right now, emerge. Get her.
Okay, of course.
A sight to behold. Right now.
I keep on going in the air by accident. God freaking dang it.
Emerge. Right now.
I think in this team, saving Kachina burst for just the... Saving Kachina burst for the awkward times when Kachina just doesn't have her... Because she has a 20-second skill cooldown, which is just kind of awkward, right? Yeah. Anyways. Pulls C2 R1. What are you talking about? F5. Yeah, Kazuo Xilonen is a brain rot team. Yeah. Yeah, I think Arlecchino, Xilonen, Kazuo is a similar level of brain rot as Nubilet variation. No, don't kill me.
Wanted my full attention, did you?
Like, it was, this is just better than bait, right? What?
Everybody stand.
I didn't even have to do that. Why do you aim, Chiori? I didn't mean to aim. I'm just being dumb. That's why.
Emerge.
Why didn't it cast her skill up on? I have no idea. It's 32k hits. I think we didn't take damage there because crystallized shields.
Right now, emerge. I am cutting edge of fashion. Lend me a hand.
But why isn't it casting her skill? Oh wait, you know what? It's not auto-casting her skill. It just feels like it's auto-casting her skill because like a Genshin like brain rot button mashing. But it still can feel that way. It's still weird. Okay. So I tentatively want to mash in the case of going Chiori into Kachina. That's what's happening, is I wasn't mashing. That's amusing, I think. Of course. Yeah, see, I mashed there, right? And do this.
Right now. Right here.
Probably should have saved that. That was dumb.
Nothing lasts forever. Right now. Right here. Emerge.
Please. Alright. Do that. Do that. Do that.
Right here.
Nice 40k hits. I should have been doing more Yai charge attacks is what I should have been prioritizing there. I don't know if you saw, but like that had lower resistances when it's down, but I think I'd be doing still near like 20k-ish Yai charge attacks. Is technically the best thing to do on field there. Right? Like, I don't know. It was clearly a pretty functional team. I was using a very strong team the first side, but even I wasn't using a strong team the first side, I think that team would have cleared. Which I think is pretty obvious evidence of like the point I was trying to show, which was that like this team core works. But we'll try a different variation of that without Siege Queen, notably. Abyss Blessing and IT Bust make Chiori look busted. Oh yeah, I forgot she is getting, is it 40% skill damage? What is the trigger condition? Yeah, it's just normal attack and skill damage. Yeah, that's fair. I did forget about that. But I don't know, you saw her damage outside of Overworld, it wasn't that much lower. So, anyways. Gotten too used to mashing Chiori that I activate and then cancels Xilonen's skill all the time. That's really funny. In this case, it's technically beneficial for swapping into Kachina. I think I'm gonna put my... No, I am gonna put you back on the other build. Because I think I stole my Mulani artifacts. and Andia artifacts. If I didn't steal Milani and D artifacts, I would actually consider leaving Siege Queen on a 2-piece build for a bit to mess around with that, but we're gonna switch back to the Furina pairing build. There we go. Is this the best HP goblet I have in my account now? That might be. Well, best as far as CV goes, not necessarily just best in general. I don't think I have an HP goblet or HP circlet in. Yeah, no. Attack, crit rate. HP, yeah. Sad. Darn. Oh well. Yep, I'll stick to the off-piece then on her. Might be able to use that as an off-piece. Maybe a slight upgrade over this one. Pretty minor, obviously, but still. One bad roll on that is certainly nothing to sneeze at. Anyways, yeah, back to that one. Back to the MH build. Okay, so we'll do... We can do not Furina. Actually, let's demonstrate like the Pyro core, right? Of Kachina Chiori, and then Bennett would be the obvious thing here, I think. So you know, but you could replace Arlecchino, right, with a lower power Pyro DPS, and still potentially use it as a compelling way to like have some amount of off-field damage going on, and you'd probably feel the value more of the Chiori Kachina combo with a lower power like the Pyro DPS. Like I don't know. It's a weird variation of like doing mono-pyro, but instead of like buffing mono-pyro with Kazuha, because like you don't have Kazuha, you have Chiori because you like Chiori or whatever, right? It's an illustration of how Chiori can be decently versatile, I think. Is my point in going with here, but I'm just using Arlecchino because she is the Pyro DPS I have leveled up. I don't actually, you know what? I feel like okay, I think Kachina on a fab build would be preferable. I don't know what my idea. I don't know. We'll see. Wait, the freaking the dang pyro shield for the pyro gunner. I have to do everything in the second half, but screw it. Let's try mono pyro Dio with Chiori. Why not? Right? Does this actually make sense? Probably not. But she's probably the weakest mono pyro DPS unit I can use. And we'll see if we can still clear. I'm not 100% confident, I will say that. That's for sure. So, anyways. Yep. Let's do a Chevy team. Do you like Monopyro Arlecchino more than Vape in general? Nope, not my main account, because I like the Arlecchino Candace combo a lot. I prefer either Chevreuse teams that don't use Bennett, like this one, or the Vape teams, because I find the Vape team enjoyable. The Vape team with Candace specifically. No, I wanted you to get knocked back. Why didn't you get knocked back from overloads? Oh well. Oh well. I probably could have intentionally tried to like use Yai, but yeah, I guess that's fine. I could have intentionally tried to like use Yai burst or something. Sideways? Okay. If I try to use Yai burst, could have knocked him back maybe and ping-ponged him such that I wouldn't have to worry about things. But whatever. It's fine. We're just losing time for the second side that we definitely need. And if we clear, regardless of this bad clear in the first side, it shows it shows the strength of Chiori, or definitely not the strength of Dia. Oh, I just put that earlier, didn't I? Well, we're certainly going to see if we clear it in a minute and a half. This is indeed live. Daily no, Abyss reset happens on the reset of tomorrow. It happens in 7 hours. It happens in whatever the server reset is, not worldwide. Yeah, I have no idea how this is gonna go. Oh boy. Do that. Do that. That is not very much Dia damage. I should have Benneted, not when I Benneted. I will say that. That was dumb, but oh well. Anyway, I didn't think about the party order. That's effing with me a little bit here. No, I don't want to. No, I'm not gonna Dia there. It's better than I thought it was gonna be. I will say that. Even with it being clunky because I apped up in my party order. Bad clear on the first side. Dia. DPS Dia. Carry Dia. One of the worst ways to do a mono-pyro, probably. You know, without the buff from the blessing, would that have been a bit of a struggle? Probably, yeah. But I still think I could have, like, I definitely could have cleared better on the first side, right? And could have, like, had the team in a right order that didn't make switching. Like, I had to switch really awkwardly because of the fact that Chiori's auto switch didn't switch. Like, it wasn't ideal, right? Do you have a video on Chiori? Not yet. I will probably have it, make it this week. This stream is part of the testing for that. So you're getting technically previews of things. You know, we'll see how it is. The video is going to be obviously with the new Abyss cycle, right? So I'm glad I got to test a little bit of in this Abyss cycle, though. Actually, I have to do that, but whatever. Oh, I didn't do another. Oh, I can okay. Yeah. So Chiori video will probably be this week. That's my current plan. Hello, sir. Do that. Bennett. There we go. Oh, well, I didn't have skill up anyway, so I guess didn't even matter. Not really. Oh well. Yup. Well, that wasn't ideal in every way, shape, or form. Yup. There we go. But now I don't really want to burst on you. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Wow, that was very clunky of me. It's really happened with my brain, the auto switching and having to switch off to a different character after the auto switch has really screwed me a little bit here. Oh well. And do that, do this. And it's also definitely like wasting damage, right? Because I could be having faster clear times by not wasting time rotating when I don't need to, right? Right. Yeah, good. You're gonna teleport, ain't you? Oh, I knew it! What? Wait, alright. Oh. What am I doing? What? That felt very clunky. I blame my Dia's build not having enough ER, and also my team order being goofed up. Also, it's worth mentioning that despite the blessing being pretty good for helping Chiori, the buffs I've been getting are very bad. So, you could have a Chiori with a worse blessing, but better buffs, be performing similarly. Right?
Emerge. Right now.
Chiori didn't feel bad there, by the way, against Kinky. It was just the team didn't feel particularly great against Kinky there because of the other problems.
Emerge. Right now. Emerge.
The next update there'll be a 4 Electro Bow and no Hydro Claymore? What? Oh, like total 4 Electro Bow characters and no Hydro Claymore? I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know why Mohoyo doesn't want to make a Hydro Claymore character. Because they hate Noblies or something, probably. Who knows? Alright. That's... this. Having to switch to Bennett after switching to Dia is so odd. Well. That. Yeah, this has been supremely awkward as far as rotations go, I would say. I did not expect him to go into this so soon. Teleport back, please. Back, please? Why are you not teleporting? Bro. Bro. Since when does it not teleport back? This one always teleports back. Why? No, like, actually, like, why? What? Oh my god, no, I refuse. Oh my god. Okay. Why does Dia's sound effects sound like punching a towel? Why does she sound like punching a towel, dude? Why? Punching a towel barely makes a sound at all. It's like more like what is your? I mean, it sounds like a vacuum cleaner, maybe. Do your towels sound like vacuum cleaners? I do agree. It's just kind of like a weird video game sound. No, yeah, Chiori's dolls do not count as constructs. I didn't have her ego before. Oops. Whatever, it's fine. We don't need all that, you know. Alright. Can I? Jesus. Oh god, you butthole. That's fine. Okay, you gonna go on your next phase or no? Yes, you are. Okay, cool. That's fine. Alright, what butthole are we getting? Alright, this dude, that's fine. Maybe. This is one of the more annoying ones in my opinion. Do that first. Let's do this. Bam, bam. Yeah, let's just do this. I'm gonna do a Dia burst to take care of that. It's not ideal. Play. Oh well. Do that. I do think I should probably put Kachina on Fav instead of whatever I had her before. Aww. Oh my god, really? Really? I love that he's immune in that little bit there. So yeah, that was very clunky because the team order was goofed up. Dio did not have enough energy. Don't recommend that specific variant, but I think it showed the worst case scenario for doing that core idea of like a mono-pyro team, but with Chiori and Kachina instead of like the ideal of doing Xiongling and Kazuha, right? So, you know, again, I've always been, I do not think that is going to be a team that for many people can clear Abyss. But if we do, you know, the Arlecchino variant of it, it would be more than competent, right?
Let's get down to business.
Alright, just went an airbag accident, but do this, why not? What are we getting? Yeah, 25. Well, that's the same thing. So yeah, duh. Right. So like, obviously, how good like doing that is going to be dependent on how good of a a pyro DPS you're using. It's kind of all it is. It's worth checking, I think, of course, a Furina situation with Chiori, Kachina. And the weird thing, of course, is like, who do I use as a healer? I do think Xilonen again is like the ideal healer here. It would have no specific unit to be on-fielded, which is a little bit weird, right? But you need a healer. So, I don't know, it's not like bringing Baiju in is going to do anything. I can only do Bennett. Bennett would buff Chiori. I guess on-field Chiori with Bennett. That would be a bit more interesting, I feel like, than doing Xilonen again. I could do, like, to be clear, I think Xilonen configured for a DPS-oriented build could be compelling, but screw it, let's try Bennett first. Noelle. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, we could do Noelle. We'll try Noelle, after, I do this one. No. I want to try this one. We'll do the Noelle on the other side. The question with Noelle will be a problem, though, of I don't think Noelle will keep... Like, I'm using Harbinger of Dawn and Chiori, so I'd have to switch Chiori on a different weapon, most likely. Just put her on, like, probably my Jade Cutter or something. Would be fine. And for the Noelle team, because she will not stay above 90% HP with the Noelle team. I'm fairly confident. Anyways, the second half, I don't know, just oh yeah, I mentioned Alhaitham before. That's another one. Okay, so I want to try Alhaitham. Doing Alhaitham Yai or Tignari Yai with Kachina Chiori core. And just relying, particularly because I want to see what happens when I just rely on only Kachina for defensive utility. So remind me to do that. Actually, I'll just write it down. Alhaitham, Tignari, Yai, Kachina, Chiori, and then we'll do Noelle, Chiori, Kachina, Furina. Like a mono-geo-ish Noelle. Instead of a wet rock for the first time ever. Is this your main? Yes, this is my main account. I kind of want to do Sethos, but no, we're just gonna do easy team that clears on the first side. So Chevreuse again, so I don't have to think. Chevreuse is such an easy, no think, will clear decently team option. I didn't spam for once. Oh, crazy. Nice, 70k. And we're getting... Wow, that damage from... You know, actually, there's a benefit of, like, the Pyro... Again, the Pyro Infusion is good here, because, like... Oh, how are you not dead? Pyro Infusion good here, because, like, I can try to, like, get vapes on Furina or whatever by, like... I could do charge attacks, maybe. Yeah, this... Switch a little bit to characters as I heal with Bennett. Bennett should be on the Maiden's build in a normal situation here. Chiori cooldown being awkward as always. Almost got it. That's okay. Eh. You, not gonna be nice to marry you. Well, you just get to get hit then from a distance. There we go. That was not great, but I also played badly, so, you know. And Furina is powered down, but she's also powered up in conjunction with that with C2, so it's fine.
You're coming with your toad.
You're dead. Chevreuse very much wrecks this chamber.
Right now, right here. Emerge.
Yeah, I'm definitely not keeping up Harbinger of Dawn, that's true. That was probably part of the issue I had there, actually. That's just part of the issue with Harbinger of Dawn and with Chiori and Furina in general. It's the only real downside of Harbinger of Dawn on Chiori is Furina's existence, primarily. So I do need to... But the idea is we can keep her on field. Stop. The idea is we could stop. We could keep her on field with Bennett burst going, right? To keep her over 90% HP, hopefully, but it would also again require like a higher damage build potentially. Or not higher, higher healing build on Bennett rather than the build I'm using right now. Didn't you do that? Oh my god, freaking Kachina, stop jumping on the thing. Yeah, I think I am playing. I think I would notice meaningfully having Bennett on Maidens here. Not because of like needing it for the damage bonus in this case, but just for keeping Chiori over 90% health, which is interesting. Stop jumping that by accident. Just being bad and I'm spamming inputs. It's always possible for you to get stuck under 90% HP with Bennett. I mean, with Furina draining HP, you can Furina draining HP and Bennett on Maidens will very easily be able to heal up Chiori to 90% on a Crown Bennett build, like I have at least.
Right here. Nothing lasts forever. Right now.
I'm not just use Alhaitham. Yes, as the team I have configured right now, it is having problems, definitely, because of the build I have on Bennett. And Harbinger of Dawn problems with the Furina and Chiori combo. The team works, but it's not functioning as I would hope, but I couldn't make it function as I hope is the important thing to recognize is all. Right? You know, so I might feature that team again in the Chiori video, but tweak the builds a little bit, right? Isn't Chiori's normal attack level 1? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'd be using Chiori's normal attack not for meaningful damage, but to be able to apply some pyro link or something. If I'm doing things optimally, I could theoretically use Chiori with Bennett pyro infusion. Didn't mean to hold there, but with Bennett pyro infusion to let Kachina die. To get some Bapes occasionally on Furina, right? There's potential for that. Or occasionally you will get some decent damage from Chiori. Just by... Don't. Stop. There we go. Can I switch? Thank you. Heal up a little bit. Alright. This team is a weird one. It still feels weird to play. I'm not gonna say I recommend this team today. You can get decent damage. Don't. I hate this dude. It's not very fun to fight. The initial phase is fun to fight, because like I do actually enjoy dodging the attacks. But this is like such an intensely unfun move. It's you watch it do that, and if you have like auto attacking damage, you like let it do that. But, Genshin enemy design is rarely very great in my opinion, but it's what it is. Anyways, can't say that team felt great, but the Chiori damage was fine when she was actually critting, because I was, but I didn't have the crit rate from Harbinger down properly, so, Mayhaps consider a different build on Bennett. Oh boy, wait, I don't need to do this. And which I'm not going to do right now, but I am going to potentially consider more with Bennett, Chiori, Furina. And with Chiori still on Harbinger of Dawn, right? And seeing how well I can actually properly keep up the passive there. To keep up Chiori's damage. Because as it was there, that was fairly underwhelming. And I'm not expecting any Chiori Kachina team to be insane, to be clear. It's not. It's very much not meant for me. Just double checking, make sure, seeing what my Furina build was. It's very much not meant to be something I wanted to be, oh my god, insane DPS improvement for my account, but meant to be a representation of lower investment. So, yes, Xilonen buffs Geo. That is one of her selling points over like Kazuha. Yeah, let's try the Noelle team. Is Noelle built? Yes. Yes. Good. Well, not that. It's not the most useful weapon for her, quite frankly. But Serpent Spine. Yep. Sweet. Hopefully that's enough. Oh yeah, we're doing triple Geo. It should be enough ER. It should be fine. Yeah, this is definitely a team where I just don't think Harbinger of Dawn will keep up right. So quite frankly, I'm just going to switch Chiori here in this case. Not many people have Jade Cutter. I'm going to switch to Jade Cutter, because it's the most obvious swap and replacement for me. I do think, yeah, I overcap crit rate slightly. It's one bad roll, or one dead roll, oh well. It's the most obvious option that wouldn't require me changing, I could change to like a different weapon, right? I don't know, I could do Shilonen's weapon actually would be an interesting option, right? To consider, and then switch to a crit rate circlet. I am using off-piece circlet, but anyways, point being, I mean, this is a pretty dang good off-piece circlet actually. Point being, I'm just going to focus on not mucking about with the build and keeping it the same, but with a weapon that will actually function. I'm not sure how our damage will look like here, because, we lost a bunch of crit damage, but we gained the attack from Jade Cutter, so, and she does scale on some attack, so it'll be interesting. Yeah, would be definitely, I suspect I will not be at 90% HP, that's why. Let's just do, I think we can finally do this team. I think we're not doing our conquest, by the way, because I've already been streaming for like 2.5 hours. But that's fine. I'm going to stream the new Abyss tomorrow, by the way. So, by tomorrow, I mean in like 14 hours from now. Really? I did that very badly. I should be able to easily kill them in... That, yeah, I just did that poorly. Whatever. Did that very badly. Do you have Dark Iron Sword for Chiori? I think I don't, because I just never bothered to grab it, but no, I do not. Obviously I'm not going to use Dark Iron Sword on Chiori, though. Can you the Sig in the Chiori team instead of Bennett? What does that mean, Moe? Chasca, Furina, Ororon, Dory? I don't know, I haven't seen it. I haven't played Chasca. I'm not going to give any meaningful thoughts on that, but it sounds like an Electrocharge team, and it'd probably be maybe usable with the buffs in next version. Oh, Siegeween in the Chiori team instead of Bennett. Yes. We can try that variation. Thank you for the reminder. I intend to do that actually. Yeah. Siegeween, Furina, Chiori should keep her up with Harbinger of Dawn. And Siegeween buffing Chiori damage will be interesting as well. But with Furina and how many hits of Furina gets on her skill, right? Furina's gonna steal most of the Siegeween buff. So, anyways, we'll see. Do that. Yep. And my brain is still not used to like that auto switch thing.
Your coming was foretold.
Oh my god, stop jumping on that. Well. Actually, I'm not. It's like. I am kind of keeping her over 90% HP. Interesting. Normally when I play like Noelle, Yelan, Furina, I have issues keeping like HP meaningfully topped up. I didn't there. I think it was just an aspect of spinning. No, of never taking damage potentially on Noelle because of the extra shielding. Unironically, it might actually have been why. I'm not kidding. from Kachina on an EM build. Is this team better than one of the Yelan? I mean, better? This is a weird question. Thing is, like, Yelan variations is a question of, like, if you're doing Furina, Yelan, Noelle, who we were putting in the last slot. If you're doing Xilonen in the last slot, like, probably not. But we're talking 3 5-stars, right? That team is using 2 5-stars. So, I don't think it's exactly fair to compare a 2 5-star team to a 3 5-star team. But I suspect Yelan variations would be stronger. But I can tell you that one also like had less ER problems. I don't think that was the strongest Noelle has ever felt to me. But she didn't feel bad. And I always am I'm generally speaking very much a fan of diversifying team's damage into multiple different units compared to focusing the team's damage into a few units. Just to be clear, Yelan, Furina, Noelle is fundamentally the same thing. But, you know, the Chiori Kachina core with Noelle there being a cheaper variation of doing the same idea of, you know, having 3 different units dealing damage on the team is, I think, pretty meaningful. And Kachina there is a little bit of a buffer for Furina. Like, Kachina is doing more damage bonus on average than Yelan is, right? But and then Chiori is being the additional damage that Yelan would have been. So I don't know. I actually have no idea how the damage profile of this team compares. I'm not doing spreadsheet calcs or anything here. But it's something, if you did calculations for like comparing the full damage output, I suspect Yelan Furina would be stronger. Notably because of how, you know, Yelan and Furina reduce each other's ER needs by doing double Hydra together, and then they can do a very meaningful amount of damage. Whereas Furina's doing meaningfully lower damage in a solo Hydra situation here. Right? But, anyways. I always have my Furina power down anyways, so...
Lend me a hand. Delicate as silk. Steady as stone.
Oh, no, okay.
As a beautiful maid would.
Minor ER issues at the start of chamber sometimes, but
I'll catch up. Time to shine. Showing you. Leave it all to me.
I guess I'm not going to burst here. Do that.
As a good night show. I must leave no stone unturned.
Alright, obviously the dolls aren't doing anything right here because, yep, that's fine. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, I don't know, this team feels pretty good. I like it. That 5.3 is going to add new artifacts. I mean, that is generally speaking what they have done in the past, but since their intention kind of seems to be for every Natlan on-fielder, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if they don't actually release new artifacts in 5.3 this time, in the 0.3 version. But it also wouldn't surprise me if they do. And it might be a situation of just like they might introduce an artifact set meant for the Pyro Archon. They might not. I don't know. It depends on what her kit looks like. They very well might introduce a set specific to Sitlolly, right? And whatever future characters coming out in version 5.4. It's very possible, in my opinion. I should have let the stacks build sooner, but whatever. It's what it is. Well, I guess we're doing physical damage. Just start of chamber issues. Oh well. Here we go. I love Noelle having her burst back when I switch back to her. She still has her burst going, but has her burst back. It's great. Oh, man, Noelle's a great unit. At C6, at least. A little bit not super strong. I mean, she's not insanely strong at C6 or anything. I enjoy playing her, at the very least. Time to clean up indeed. Alright. Yep, they are hitting, I think. I think they are. Are they hitting? Are they hitting? I can't tell. I think they are. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that's fun. I like it. I like the Noelle variation there. Which is maybe more to say like mono-geo variants. Could work well in general, but the problem with mono-geo variants with Furina, of course, is like, who's the healer? In that case, Noelle could be the healer, of course. But with Ito or whatever, you know, no, you would need Zhongli instead of Kachina. Actually, no, you still wouldn't have. Yeah, just no. So, you wouldn't do Furina, Chiori, or Zhongli instead of Kachina Ito together, right? You just wouldn't have it. So interesting. I like it though. I do like that as one team combo for the Chiori Kachina combo. What did I try? What was the first team I tried? It was like Chiori Kachina. It was Chiori Kachina Yai. Sichuan. I'm just gonna note all these down for potential teams to consider showing in the video. We'll do the Dendro teams in a second here, but let's check the Sichuan Furina variant. Where I'm struggling. There we go. Second half again. Wait, no, I gotta figure out the team order. You know what, I'm actually gonna start with I'm gonna do Furina into Chiori, into Siegewing, or into Kachina, into Siegewing. And then we'll burst on Siegewing, right? And then probably like maybe switch back to Chiori, do burst on Chiori, maybe. On the rotations we have available. Oops. Tignari better with Quicken or with Hyperbloom? I mean, it's generally speaking pretty hard to make Tignari work in a Hyperbloom team unless you're using Furina. So, generally speaking, just normal spread team format instead of a Hyperbloom team format. But Furina definitely makes it more than doable to do a Hyperbloom variant with him. Hyperbloom gets Quicken, by the way. We're still doing Dendro and whatever together, but... There we go. Nice clean clear. Husk, Redhorn, Goro, he was distracted. Alright. Loot that, do this, do this. And the speed that you can rotate at sometimes with it is quite enjoyable, not the first thing. Let's go.
For the eternal oasis!
Time to shine!
Bloom as the flowers in Gororon!
Got to do that. That works, I guess.
The eternal oasis of long
Oh, and now we get to test Chiori's damage. Yep. Indeed we do. Oh, I never switched Chiori off of the J Cutter. I might actually be getting more damage, I think, with Harbinger of Dawn. It'll probably be... I think it'd be very similar damage, as long as we're keeping over 90% health, which we are, obviously, with Siege Wing here. It's not surprising. Nice. But yeah. Oops. Forgive me for forgetting to change J Cutter off, but I think it was obvious that Harbinger of Dawn would have worked. And should be relatively similar. Noelle is kind of the queen of accidental buffs. Noelle Furina is still one of my favorite accidental synergies as a side effect of how they made not accidental, obviously they knew it was a synergy when they released Furina, but they knew that Noelle wasn't going to be made insanely strong for it or anything. But it's just a really cool thing that Noelle can have, mono geo-ish teams with Furina that other geo units can't have, like Chiori, Kachina, Furina, Noelle. Oops. Do that. Do that. Alright, yeah, please. Thank you. I really need to get... Oh, that wasn't really a waste. That's fine. I can't say I am liking Chiori enough just as, like, a decent off-field damage dealer. This does make me want her C1 so that I could use her with Xilonen more. Like, get her full potential with Xilonen. It's a bad thing. It's a bad thought, right? Yeah. Playing a little bit badly here. the siege wing burst, but I don't feel like it. I want to kill with siege wing or with Chiori. Yeah, there we go. It's satisfying to do. It's really what? It's satisfying to do. Her skill. I do enjoy how her skill feels to cast on initial cast. It's enjoyable. Do I like the Taco Bell? What is Taco? You mean like the restaurant, or is Taco Bell some kind of weird slang term for something in Genshin that I didn't realize? Yes, the restaurant. Then no, because I don't really like fast food, and I don't like eating out in general. Quite frankly, I'm sorry. I'm a boring person when it comes to food. I just don't like most food. Here, let me take a drink of my meal replacement drink. Delicious. Not that delicious. But it's not. I mean, it's not unpleasant. It doesn't taste bad. But sure, a lot more convenient than a meal. This team does not have a natural way to like end the rotation, right? So there's some goofiness going on there, but let's do a siege wing. He's over there. That. We can just yeah. I like that team. Yep. As far as like I don't know. I've actually liked most of these how they felt. The Dia team did not feel great, but again, ordered the team wrong, and I was doing mono-pyro Dia without some of the components. Notably without Kazuha. So, you know, you generally like the direction Genshin took in Natlan? I mean, what, specify your question more. Exploration? I actually really like the overworld design and the exploration design of Natlan. It's probably, I think, the most well-designed region as far as exploration goes. If you're talking character design, it remains to be seen. As far as, like, you know, as much as the gimmick seems to be for character kits that they want you to think the gimmick is, it's like movement and night soul, whatever the frick. It just, the actual mechanical gimmick to me seems to be power creep, but it's fine. It's still not like an insane amount of power creep. Genshin's always been pretty good with power creep, but it's been the most it's ever felt like they just are doing power creep because they've run out. It feels like, despite the fact that I feel like their team definitely has the ability to have really good ideas, like in character kits like Sethos, they are just like, well, it's too complicated to figure out how to make Sethos a balanced unit that wouldn't just accidentally be too strong if he was a 5-star. So we make the cool kit idea be a 4-star and then just undertune his kit and limit him in some way, like making it so, despite him being able to like use energy in a weird way, he can only get 4 buff shots instead of an indefinite amount. So, you know, as far as character kit design goes, it hasn't been my favorite thus far. Too many of them have been a little samey, but you just join because of insomnia. It's 4 a.m. here. Well, hopefully you can get to sleep soon, Mind Palace. Anyways, yeah, let's try the Tighnari variant. Tighnari Yai and Kachina, because I think this is interesting as an idea. Obviously not the first side. We'll start with. Wait. Okay. Depending on how fast we, I think I'll do something like. I think the ideal way this team can work out is doing Yai 3E, doing Chiori into Kachina, into Tighnari, EQ 3 charge attacks, into Yai burst 3E, maybe back to Tighnari if he has another 3 charge attacks, or it depends. I don't know. We'll see how it lines up. Might not be the ideal, but we'll see. And then we'll just do Yoldi, get through things fast. But yeah, I don't know. Natlan's character kits have felt more gimmick than ever. Xilonen, I think, has been a cool addition. Because I think them managing to make a fairly balanced Kazuha variant is cool. With the only asterisk of like, I don't know how I feel about the fact that we can do 2 Kazuhas together kind of thing. So, yeah. Yeah, I've talked about a little bit of Chasca and Ororon earlier in the stream. God dang it. Put your shit up. Why did it scream like that? Why did what scream like that? Is it better to go for a new character than get cons for another character? It depends on your account investment and like what your priorities are ultimately. I generally speaking, it is safer to lean towards getting new characters is better than getting existing characters. But if you have a bunch of specific teams that you already like playing primarily the most, like if you notice I've been using a bunch of the Yai Candace Arlecchino team, right? How do I improve the Yai Candace Kazuha Arlecchino team? Quite frankly, the only meaningful way of improving it would be Arlecchino Constellations, right? If I wanted to improve it. The question is, do I need to improve it? In my opinion, no. I don't think there's any time soon where I'm going to feel a need that I have to get Arlecchino Constellations for that team to perform well, right? So, yeah.
Right here. Emerge.
And Shroud! I hear everything!
Your coming was foretold.
I'm always watching.
Really should have tried to hit that lady with that, so I didn't, yeah, well. Let me do that.
Let's get here again.
One with the force.
The eternal ways.
I'll uproot you!
Emerge. Right
So
here.
didn't have the eye burst that rotation, but that's fine. Something like that. And do that.
And Shroud!
Probably, I don't think we're getting quick in this one.
Right here.
Oh yeah, I gotta try to like play actually a little bit better here because we're using just Kachina for defensive utility. I like how this team feels though. It feels really good. It feels really good to play. I really like that actually. I think Alhaitham might actually potentially feel better, weirdly, because I think the cooldowns didn't quite ideally line up in a way that felt 100% good and like immediately intuitive. But me personally, I suspect I'll still prefer Ignari. Dude just pooped all the dendron and interfered with my vaporizing. Oh. Do you like constellations that enable something new? Oh yeah, for sure. That like I vastly prefer constellations that enable something new. And technically the constellations like Chiori C1 enable something new, but it's like, why wasn't this just in her base kit? Is that kind of thing? But like constellations like Furina C2, I do think, you know, that does enable something new. It enables new potential team comps you wouldn't otherwise be able to do. What are you doing?
Let's nip that in the bud.
A sight to behold. Right here. Emerge. Let me out here again.
Can't see?
That was good.
I'll uproot
Oh, and that was a waste. Good job, me. I bring that.
I am cutting edge and fast.
That. Of course, you. I hate.
Xilonen, right here. Emerge.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, I knew that was gonna hurt. I didn't have any crystallized shields. As far as the playing better aspect goes, stop blocking my range attack. How did that hit me? Oh my god, bro. I just... Okay, I might have to restart just because I've been playing so badly, but... You know. So I forgot to change Chiori off of the... I forgot to change Chiori back to Harbinger of Dawn. For what it's worth, I do think, for the most part, Chiori has stayed over 90% health. So again, with good play, Harbinger of Dawn would still be very doable here. I think Pyro Traveler would be good. I'm going to be surprised if they're garbage. I don't think Mihoyo will earn some hate from the community if they save Pyro Traveler this long and they end up being garbage. But anyways, yeah. Kenki being annoying, but that was also bad. I don't know. I played up against Kenki enough, I should play better than that. The team still felt good to play, by the way. I just... it was kinky problems. But yeah, the way the Tignari Yacht variant flowed and had ability to like switch to Chiori for bursting was enjoyable. So, let's see. So we can do it here. Alright, and again, this is like with just... boy. With just Kachina as defensive utility, there is some interesting nuance here.
I'm always watching. Right now, right here. Emerge.
It's not ideal. Shouldn't have used Chiori Burst there instead of Yai Burst first.
Can't see. I'll uproot you. Dust.
Yep. This is why, yeah. Technically, if you were going to play through this, I would recommend not going to the third chamber with 3 of your characters at 10% health. Not saying it's easy to rely on just Kachina's defensive utility on an EM build, but it's doable. What I should try to do actually is I should try to, because Chiori, sorry, not Chiori, Kachina with her, Kachina with her C1, I believe. When you jump on Whirly Twirly, absorbs crystallized shields automatically. I should try to do that instead of having to bother looking around for them. Or running into them.
I hear everything. Flowers have...
I tried to dodge. Because I was pretty sure I didn't have the shield. If that was the case, again, I could have jumped on the... I think I could have jumped on Whirly Twirly, picked up the crystallized shield. But I don't think I picked up the crystallized shield. And I failed to dodge. Can this rerun decently often? Not really, I don't think. This is her third banner? I don't know. This might be her fourth banner. She's existed for a while. Candace Burst. What are we doing? We're messing around with Chiori. Testing, at least for my eventual Chiori video. Alright. Do that. God. I didn't pick up the crystals again. See? They're right there. I just didn't pick them up. All I had to do was press E on Kachina again. I would have been fine. Brain. Yes, you do get a free Candace soon. For anyone, if you're like wanting to get Thesis Candace for Arlecchino or whatever, like I'm using here. You're at C5. Don't pull for C6 if you're at C5. The event will be coming soon. Yeah, that is the main fun phase of this boss. Everything else about this boss is not that fun. This is one of those bosses that gets the lower investment you are, the more annoying it is, because if you don't kill it like in that fast or a little bit longer than that, it does annoying BS. Like, it's a spinny move and whatever. Alright. Do 2Es on... There we go. Right. That's what I want to do. I didn't break this E first, but whatever. That goes through the shield? Squeeze me? That does more than 5,000 damage? That upsets me. That just upsets me. Okay. I thought that I would just be able to tank it. Okay. I enjoy playing. I want to be clear. I really enjoy playing teams that force you to play a little bit better. I am not playing a little bit better right now. I find it far more engaging to play the game in this vein. I am fine with this happening. It's just, oh well. What that tells me is that it's probably more worthwhile to put like Fab on Kachina in favor of more energy for the team, and then sacrifice some shielding if I'm gonna not survive big hits like that anyways. Right.
Emerge right now. Emerge.
Dust.
Bro, I think Tignari's base defense is also extraordinarily low. He's a squish. That doesn't help, because that affects how much damage your shield takes too. I should just leave Kachina on field to take a hit for a second. Oh, Tignari, please stop dying. Take the heal? Oh, you're completely correct. I forgot that was there. You are correct. I totally forgot. It's been a while since I have had to use that card. Dodges. I can dodge this dude fine. Just struggling with the freaking cube. I swear to you, I've done like completely no defensive units runs against the cube before and been fine. The cube is fun to fight when you get to, it can be a good thrill dodging some of its attacks. I'm just utterly failing. So anyways, we got some HP this time, which is nice. There we go, do that. Yes, do that. We'll have room to hit. And other burst.
Right now.
There's the laser. Do the Chiori burst. Wait a second. Tina.
One with the force.
Jump on the thing, get a crystallized shield. Yeah, there we go. I don't even think I actually took any damage that time. Of course, after I get the or after I choose the HP healing card, I play well. Good job, Brain. I appreciate you. I don't have a shielder now. Hop on. There we go. Get the shield.
I hear everything.
There we go. Okay. Do this.
Right now. Emerge. Right here.
Chiori, but whatever. Do this. There we go. Yeah, Kachina's can still be a little bit awkward with her cooldown, but I really like how that team feels. That's a fun team. That's my favorite one so far, for sure. I'm maybe slightly biased due to liking the Yai Tignari combo at a baseline, but that's a new Yai Tignari team combo that I really enjoy. So, yeah. That'll probably be one that shows up in the video. Let's try Alhaitham though. We'll give the boy a shot. Does he have artifacts? I don't think he does, because I think I literally just unequipped his artifacts a couple days ago to put on Kaching. Where the boy? Where the scholar? The scholar that is absolutely ripped. I mean, look, the reason he has abs is not because he works out, it's because he's like me. He doesn't eat enough food. So he has low body fat percentage, and that's how you actually get abs. Alright, you know what, here. Get, so I don't forget to do, wait, what? Why? What happened? Why is, okay, what, I don't know why, how Kaching ended up with this, but anyways. I thought I had put Kaching on Alhaitham. Or no, Kaching on... Yeah, no, I know why. Never mind. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, so Chiori back to Harbinger of Dawn. And then Alhaitham... Need to get some of his pieces back. That, you can keep that goblet. Alright, you can use that. And there we go. And... You know what? That's good enough, I say. It's good enough to test him out. Ooh,
Wait.
ER check though.
Huh?
Nah, it's good enough. It's good enough. I'm mostly feeling through things. Like, will this feel better than the variant with Dignari? Right? That's my question. I suspect not, quite frankly. But we'll see. We shall indeed see. Okay. The flutes indeed, yeah. I have a lot of flutes. What you're saying is his abs are for decoration. Yeah, true.
Let's get down to business.
Why do you lead some characters level 87? Resources. It's cheaper. Did you see how much more I had? I have 70,000 more right now. If I want to level those characters to 90, you don't want... I would have, I think negative, like, over 1 million more. I'd have... Like, the heroes what it would take to level all those characters from 87 to 90 is enough to, like, level a whole nother character to 90 itself, right? Like that last little, like, the last tiny bit of value I get from leveling from 87, and I get the majority of the value of going to level 87 instead of level 90 at like 60% of the resource cost. And if their characters are, like, if I end up using Chiori a lot, for example, I will almost assuredly, oh my god, my brain, I have not played Alhaitham in a while, it's fine. He died anyways, it doesn't matter.
I'm always watching.
Anyways, yeah, it's less resource efficient to just dump resources into characters that I don't know I'm going to actually use a lot. Right? It is fundamentally what it is. I have played Alhaitham so terribly. Let's just restart. That's what I need to do is hold, I think. Yeah, TLDR, I guess, or TLDW in this case. Characters level 87 because Gacha resource problem. Yeah. You don't manage your resources in Gacha games, they can feel nightmares sometimes. Chiori worth it for a built albedo comp? I don't know. I mean, look, we did mono geo stuff before, so like Chiori has value for mono geo, and albedo can enable Chiori's full damage output at C0. So like, hard maybe.
Here you are.
Alright, let's not use Alhaitham burst until. Alright, we'll use Alhaitham burst here.
Process of elimination.
And then we do Yai.
Right now, emerge. Right here. I am the cutting edge of fashion. It's just a scratch.
You know? Oh god, I'm taking so much more damage. It's Alhaitham's fault, definitely.
The eternal oasis of long last.
You know?
Emerge. Right here.
Like, having... Oh, unironically, like, having to... Oops. Having to focus on Alhaitham's combos is worse for being able to, like, to be able to rely on someone like just Chiori for defensive utility, right? You want to be able to have freedom to, like, not have to be concerned with, like, you want to be free to, like, be unoptimal, like, be free to dodge, right?
Here you are.
be free to swap other characters at like different times. To like swap into Yai's burst or swap into Chiori's burst to use their burst to iframe some things. Alhaitham doesn't like you doing that. I think immediately there I'm feeling some aspect of that. Obviously some aspect of just playing badly and taking damage. But some aspect of that is also just how Alhaitham, you know, wants you to do his kind of combos. So I don't know. Alhaitham's kind of like Utao, right? Like, he feels like if you're someone who enjoys optimizing combos and unique characters, he might be the character. Some Hydra on him. You jump on a Bennett buff, it's fine. Yeah, Alhaitham needs all the attention on him, indeed. And this is a... And not this team, but that team is a team that isn't super kind to having all the attention on him, is my vibe. What would you do when you was okay? So he said yes would go. What does that mean?
Right here. Emerge. Right here. Sorry. I pushed myself too hard.
I wanted to jump on the whirly twirly to get some crystallized shields, and I died. Well, I guess what we learned there is that the crystallize for Chiori C1 or Chiori for Kachina C1 do not get absorbed until after Kachina jumps on the thing, not before. Indeed, I normally don't stream this late. Can you stop doing the dendro mess so I can... I love chicken RNG. At least he stayed in the circle this time. Four stars worthwhile to build aside from the usual top 5 4 stars? Ooh, I don't know. I'd have to look at your account and like what like different like potential options you have. That's not an easy question to answer. Why did I do that? I don't know. Don't worry about it. Hi, please. Oh gosh. Okay.
Right now. Emerge.
Alhaitham would shine more in AoE. I do want to emphasize that. And if I played him better. I don't think this team is dysfunctional. I wasted too much time with his wake up thing and forgot Yai wasn't going. And because the team is inflexible, I can't just switch to Yai because it's, yeah. I don't like Alhaitham. I'm sorry.
So much.
I think I'm good with Alhaitham. Yup. Yup. Oh yeah, Chevreuse, yes. I mean, Chevreuse is one of the units I would include in the top 5 of 4 stars to build, in my opinion. But yeah, I like this team a lot. I liked the Dignari team a lot, obviously.
Let's go
This
gather
was
some samples.
very fun, felt great. The Xilonen and Furina variant felt good. And then the Bennett Chiori Kachina Furina variant I think has some more potential as far as like a way to on-field Chiori herself more in particular. There's more meme things we could get into with like Chiori with Dendro units in conjunction with Furina. But yeah, that would be without Kachina though, quite frankly, because like it would be Chiori, like Nahida, Furina, and then you need to do Bennett if you want Chiori to be a Persian trigger. So like, anyways, yeah, I quite like Chiori's weirdness with her skill switching things, but yeah, her limitation of wanting a Geo construct to get her full damage potential out is like awkward, to say the least. So, yeah. Anyways, watch the full Chiori video. I'll mess around more with things and see what I end up liking. Most likely, I'm not going to use her a crazy amount, and I think she's going to stay, you know, where she's at with level 9, which I still, I think level 9 is where she might be stay anyways. But, I don't know. I think she's a more interesting character than she was before, so that's cool. And, you know, we'll give one more wish for C1. Nope. I thought it was a Harbinger of Dawn. Darn. Oh well. Yeah. I'll mess around more with Chiori. But I think she's an enjoyable character. More enjoyable than she was before because Kachina exists. And so more accessible ways to actually make her usable versus before. I think she very, very much struggled from, well, I hope you have Zhongli. Right? Is what I would say. Anyways. Never liked using Sucrose. Only C1 though. C1 Sucrose is the most important constellation. But anyways. Yeah. I have a slight bit of a headache, so I think that's it for the stream. Don't think I'm going to do the Archon quest like I said I might do. I plan to stream tomorrow because the Abyss is resetting. And we're getting some friends in the Abyss tomorrow. And they also increased the base HP scaling of Abyss. I don't necessarily think that means the next Abyss is going to be insanely hard or anything. I think it might be a bit harder, probably a bit harder than this one in particular. But I am curious how it'll be. But them increasing the base HP scaling in Abyss is, in my opinion, indicative of them probably making Abysses harder over time. Oh, you know something cool you could do? I just realized.
Glad to be working with you.
I'm gonna wait for cooldown on Chiori. Yeah, I don't think the new Abyss is this hard, but like them increasing the base scaling is a worrying thing in the future. That's pretty cool, I think. Anyways, yeah. They switch in midair, but no, that's kind of cool. I like it. Is there a Chiori team where she actually makes sense to fit? And I don't know. I don't think there's an actual real team to use for Kanich and Chiori together. Well, I don't know. Maybe the Pyro Archon, I guess, because yup. But even with Chiori C1, right, you need a second Geo unit at minimum. So you can do Chiori, I think, in like a flex slot for Kanich, and it would be functional. So Emily, but Geo, yeah, pretty much. just do Kanich, Bennett, Chiori. I don't know. Who's in the last slot in Emily team normally for Kanich? I'm brain derping. I don't know. Dia, right? It would work. I guess you could replace Dia with Kachina. You could technically just do... Well, no. You probably want some off-field pyro to help make sure you keep up burning. So yeah, you probably... Yeah. But if Mavuika could replace Dia... If Mavuika does like attack buffing, therefore like you wouldn't have to... And like so she would replace the need to use Bennett in a Kanich team. You could do Mavuika for some off-field pyro attack buffing, Kanich, Chiori, and then have Kachina, right? So Kanich with Chiori might actually work in the future, but not as well right now, is what I would say. So maybe it's something we'll test more in the future. We'll see what Mavuika's kit ends up being. Yeah, there's a VA strike. Not targeted specifically at Hoyoverse, just a VA strike in general for the industry. So yup. That's why Kanich no speaky. But he'll probably come back, maybe, someday. Anyways. If you did Kazuha skill, Chiori skill, Kanich grapple, you can't do Kazuha into Chiori midair, because there's no way to switch in midair. Well, okay, no, in Natlan, to be clear. In Natlan, you could do... Well, no, you couldn't switch to Chiori still. You could only switch to Kanich in midair in Natlan. So, yeah. Nope. Yeah, I heard their opening agreements, but opening agreements doesn't actually mean anything specific if the agreements themselves don't actually do what the VAs were striking for. Right. So, anyways.
Necessary?
Yeah. Chiori first, then Kazuha? Well, yeah, but then you can't switch to Kenichi. Unless you're in Natlan. So yes, you can in Natlan, but I mean other areas other than Natlan exist. But yes, you could get a little bit more height doing Chiori into Kazuha into Kenichi Natlan. But yeah, I don't know. I was evaluating the non-Natlan context. You think the game is in a good spot? I mean, I don't think MiHoYo has meaningfully addressed some of the problems I've seen with the game, quite frankly. So, like the fact this being the only additional end game combat it's an actual, quite frankly, it's a joke. I'm not saying I've not gotten zero enjoyment. It's been somewhat enjoyable. I enjoy random bullshit go to some extent in this game, but like I think the vast majority of players, including me, don't find theater very fun. Like, you know, I do find it fun doing what I did the stream and testing around Chiori and different teams. I find it fun to think about team building and how characters can work together in this game. Theater is not that. It's just garbage. And like, I don't know, there's so many things. Like the combat framework of Genshin is freaking brilliant, quite frankly. And there's just so much untapped potential in this game for more combat stuff, and they just don't do anything with it. So I don't know, right? And then like other issues, like I said this during like the 5.0 reaction streamer, it's like it's cool that they're making improvements in the gacha, they're giving more rewards, but I can't help but point out they haven't fixed my core issue. One of the biggest things that's been it sucks for playing Genshin long term, and I think is the number one thing that probably would have made me quit the game, is the 4 stars. Is 4-star situation. It's a nightmare. It's an actual nightmare sometimes. If you just like a 4-star character and want to pull them and get copies of them, right? So, you know, the fact that they're making improvements is good in some ways, but then their utter refusal to make improvements in ways that like matter to players like myself kind of sucks. So, you know, they're kind of making improvements that feel to me that like they make the majority of the player base go, yay, more Gamba, great. And then like everyone's happy, and then they get more money because everyone is like positive because they managed to like market what is ultimately a minor change, them giving a little bit more Freemo gems, but doesn't really ultimately affect their bottom line. It doesn't make them lose that much money giving 800 more Primo gems, right? Like 800 more Primo gems doesn't fix the fundamental issue. Like doing something like adding the Radiant system that makes it so there's a pity system for 50-50 losses for characters. Like there's a freaking pity system for 50-50 losses in the game now, right? Where like over long enough time scales, long enough numbers of wishes, you will lose 50-50s less. You can't lose 4 50-50s in a row basically, and you're unlikely to lose 3 50-50s in a row. With the capturing Radiant system is basically what it is. And that's a good change to the game. So they recognize that as an issue, right? And we're willing to address that. And that does get them less money, particularly for the people that are like Giga Whales getting C6 characters. They basically are making it so it's cheaper for Giga Whales to get C6s, right? But it's also something that benefits lower investment players that are just a little bit unlucky, right? It's a good thing. But like they didn't do anything with 4 stars. Squeeze me. Like, I don't know. So it's hard for me to be like super hyper optimistic, quite frankly. After theater, especially after playing Zenless, and how well the same company, and like I know it's different people making the games, but like the same company has made really, really, really positive moves for Zenless, and the game's like a few months old. like they added an endgame combat mode in the Spyro Abyss equivalent, but instead of it just being a time challenge, there's an alternative one that is just don't die challenge. Like you can go into it with level 1 characters if you want and be an absolute god gamer and clear it with full rewards. It'd be insane. You'd be insane to do that, but you can do it. And on top of things like the roguelike mode, which is like, you know, the theater equivalent mode, which is this, calling this roguelite is just, I don't even think correct. It's not even roguelike, but I think they were trying to go for something like that and they just utterly failed. I don't know. ZZ is fun but lacks endgame. The endgame is the combat modes. I don't know, like what. It's got more endgame than Genshin. Genshin just has more content in total because it's existed for 500 years. I don't know. Anyways, it has more endgame than Genshin, so I don't know. Anyways, man, why does she have freaking attack scaling normals? Why didn't they do any freaking defense scaling? Sound effects on her normals are great. Whatever. Yeah, I'm not super down with the marketing of Zenless either, but I don't know. I ultimately don't really care that much. Because the game is enjoyable. Is an enjoyable video game, first and foremost for me. Boob jiggles is whatever, you know. It shows up the most in the freaking, you know, character select screen. I don't just play the game and stare at Ogle Caesar's fucking boobs. It's like not why I play the game. I play the game because I enjoyed like the other aspects of the game. So it's whatever. Whatever for they tone it down. Yeah. It makes it harder to like convince people to like play it, because it's harder for people to take it seriously, because it's just like, you know, as you might say, it seems like a Gunner game, but like it's actually just a really fucking good game. But anyways, so, you know, yeah, but yes, your gacha addiction won't let you try Zenless. I mean, yeah, if you have other gachas you're playing, it's the number one. I can very much stomach playing Zenless because it's the only other gacha game I'm playing right now. I don't think I can stomach playing more than two gacha games at the same time, quite frankly. And that's even with me playing one of them as my job, right? So in reality, I think it's like I can stomach one gacha game. That is the amount I can stomach. Like, yeah. So, anyways, Wuwa? No. We don't need to get into Wuwa. I don't like Wuwa. If you like Wuwa, that's fine. I don't like it. I don't think it meets the bar of quality that it has to for justifying a predatory monetization system. Anyways. Yep. Wuwa is quite frankly is like the symbol of a game that I feel like is emblematic of like, wow, this could have been something really cool if it wasn't a gacha game. Yeah, I plan to stream Into Abyss tomorrow. That's my end thoughts on Wuwa, quite frankly. I think it could have been really something special if it wasn't a gacha game. So, anyways. I don't think it's utter garbage. It's one of the better gachas I've seen. It's certainly not the stupid butt jiggle one. I don't even... What Nikkei God of Thunder, I think. Is that what it is? I don't know. Nikkei. Someone told me that's what it was called in the chat last time. But that one is like actually absurdly stupid. That's an actual Gunner game. Right. Right. That's an actual Gunner game. That's the lowest of the low. But so anyways, I don't know. Gachas are weird. We can only stomach so many of them. The benefit of them being time-wasting hellholes to some degree is that it is impossible for every game development company to copy the model, because it is impossible for every person to play multiple gacha games. Like, they'd never be able to, like any individual game player can only handle like 1 or 2 of these games at most. So, anyways.
10 points for agility.
Yup. Anyways. Gacha game, but it's men. I mean, look, if there was a Nikkei, but it was men's butt jiggling is what the entire gameplay is, that's just a respectable game. Of course. It's unacceptable if it's gambling game, but it's ladies' asses that are jiggling in your face is the gameplay. But if it's Risley's ass jiggling in your face for the gameplay, that's acceptable, right? This is sarcasm. Hopefully it's obvious.
10 points for agility.
Ever heard of Tears of Themis? I know it's a Hoyoverse game. I don't plan to play it. Anyways, is that Tears of Themis? Is Tears of Themis? Is Tears of Themis men ass jiggle gameplay from Hoyoverse? I haven't seen it. I've heard of it, but yeah. Anyways, I know it's a dating game. Yeah. Anyways, whatever. Gacha games are weird. I do think they have a place to exist, and I'm still of the opinion that Hoyoverse is like the bar for the gacha market, right? And I don't think any other company has met the bar that they have set. And you know, it's not an easy bar to meet, to be clear. It's a pretty dang high bar. But yeah. Anyways. I have no idea what. There's a doc of all the cards you can get. What? Or is cards what the dudes are called in Tears of Themis? Anyways. Ororon's kit. Yeah, let's return it to Genshin instead of Gacha rambles. He's electrocharged unit. I don't know. As I said before in the stream, like when you have other compelling hydro electro options already, and notably like the premier animo options too, I am very skeptical of where Ororon's place is for a higher invested account. But for a lower invested account, for having more compelling electrocharge team options that are like comprised of like Fischl, Sucrose, Ororon, and then a Hydro unit. I don't know. The Singcho would probably be fine, but you could do an Ayato. You could do whatever Nuvilat on field, right? Since the other units are off fielders, well, Nuvilat wouldn't be ideal because you'd be tuning 2 with the same element. But anyways, he's not tied to electrocharge only. To be clear, it doesn't have to be fully. You can bring in Dendro to the mix, whatever. Point being, I think for making electrocharge teams more accessible by having another 4-star that synergizes quite well and can use the Natlan set and buff your Fischl, can buff your Hydro unit, and does a little bit of damage of his own, a little bit of application of his own. It's not Fischl level application or anything, but it's AoE application, kind of. It's kind of, yeah. It is some AoE application, at least from his burst, but this burst is not that much application, but whatever. Anyways, point is, he has a place, but I think his place, it gives me vibe of it's like the lower investment place, right? Not when you already have the other premier units, whatever. Yes, I do consider a Sijuin a very valuable potential unit for electrocharge teams. Whatever, right? You have all the existing options to make electrocharge work. I'm skeptical, right? But I'm curious to mess around with him because he's interesting. But sadly, the notable thing that makes him potentially interesting is the Natlan support set, right? The set that buffs 40% damage of whatever reactions are triggered. So, yeah. I don't know. That's my vibe right now. But he's interesting at least. That's something. With C6, he probably does start to be like an obvious slot in over some other characters because C6 gives him some attack buffing. But that's C6 of a 4-star, and we know how that goes. So, yeah. Anyways, Project Kachina.
Oh, yay! Okay.
Anyways, what happened to the account you were fixing on streams? We finished? We finished. I'm sorry? We finished? There's going to be another account fixing video this weekend. There should be. It's not going to be live streamed. So, anyways. So lower application might be toward making electric charge more controllable so that you can claim ownership. I don't think it'll be that hard for him to claim ownership, even if he had higher application, but yes, it would have been weird if he had, like, stupid high application or anything. I wish his burst had better application, but, yes. But not super important. Anyways. C6 4-star should be as strong as C0, R0 5-stars. I could make the argument that they should be stronger with how difficult it is to acquire 4-stars currently, right? like it won't be surprising if Ororon doesn't rerun for over a year after his first banner. So like, good luck getting him not C6 after his first banner, which means you have to potentially spend 300 wishes maybe if you're slightly unlucky. If you're really unlucky, maybe more. And if you're average luck, still 200 wishes. Like, it's insane. 210 wishes is still, like, the average from getting C0 to C6 of a 4-star. That's insane. So, yeah. Anyways. Which is to say, it takes more wishes. Even if you don't get unlucky, right? It takes more wishes still to get a 4-star character, like, meaningfully more wishes. Right, like it would take about 150 wishes to guarantee Xilonen. If you want to go, if you have no Candace and want to guarantee C6 Candace, plan on 200 wishes, 50 more, 25% more. And that implies to me that, you know, C6 Candace should be 25% better than a C0 5-stars, but they obviously don't balance most 4-stars like that. Instead, C6 Candace just actually starts to become a compelling unit in some cases with C6, which is stupid. So stupid. And yes, it can take infinite wishes, so like 200 is just the average. It could easily go worse, right? Ugh, 4-stars, man. Anyways, favorite character? I don't know. Yai or Arlecchino probably. Candace is up there, but yeah. Someone asked about streaming other games. I might stream Zenless. Well, I don't know. Depending on how long I stream Abyss tomorrow. After I stream Abyss, I might stream some Zenless tomorrow. But part of just streaming in other games is just... I'm not going to stream other games on this channel because it's just going to hurt the performance of my videos. If I do it too much. So, I don't know. Other games is going to be a secondary channel thing. And eventually. Eventually. That's what I'll say. But right now, my time is just focused on my one channel. That's it. Anyways, I said I had a headache like 30 minutes ago. I need to stop yapping and get rid of my headache. And yep, we'll stream tomorrow in about 14 hours from now. So, yeah. Yes, Candace non-C6 is compelling for Mualani, but Candace C6 still works with Mualani too. I've used it. It still works. So... It can sometimes interfere, but not usually. And yeah, anyways, the bigger problem is just like her non C6 part, like the Candace, like doing Candace, what is it? Candace like Xiangling, Sucrose or something. It's like the lowest investment variation of a Mualani team, probably that can get some really big Mualani damage. Does work pretty well, but and Xilonen could probably be replaced there and just feel better than Sucrose most of the time. Or survivable at least. But yeah, Candace does not interfere with much with C6 in my experience. It just means like there's slight instances where sometimes you might have to rotate around the enemy the right way to make sure Xiangling overwrites the Hydro. But anyways, you kind of already have to do that though. So I don't know. The point is, I haven't been able to play Mulan A with non-C6 Candace, but it still worked with C6 Candace, is all I can say.
Emerge.
But anyways, and C6 Candace becomes a usable character in many forms. Not Xingqiu, but has some weird advantages over Xingqiu. I don't know. Anyways, you can go watch my new ones of all the things I've done with Candace and polearms only over the years. If you wanted proof of that, but you know, whatever. I'm yapping. Bye-bye.